The heart of LA, Valley Sports West, the heart of the fan.
Some Sunday afternoon baseball coming at you from the Big A. Angels have a chance to take the series against the Guardians. Yeah, I almost said it, but I corrected myself.
Way to go, French.
Thank you very much. As Angels Live presented by Lexus. Halos looking to take the 4-game series this weekend. Here's on tap over the next 30 minutes on what we like to call a very big show coming at you from inside the Big A. Estevez signing some autographs as we give you the latest on Shohei Ohtani, Logan O'Hoppe. He continues to surge behind the plate and at the plate. And how about a little Halo history from the one and only Mark Gubicza talking about the big sexy. No, Mark Gubicza is not the big sexy. That is Bartolo Colon. Oh, goodness. The heat's getting to me.
We used to be friends, Ken. What's up, GA? You're still my friend.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Angels Live. We actually are on the air. Just double-checking that. Yeah, let's talk about some positives first. I'm going to call it Frenchie-tivity. You like that?
Yeah, it's fantastic.
You know what? Halos have certainly been battling injuries second half of the season. That's a big reason why they are where they are. But let's talk about what happened quickly last night. Tyler Anderson getting his groove back. Of course, you got Grichuk and Phillips filling in. And Gooby, you got to like, you talked about it yesterday. Injury breeds opportunity, and these guys are taking advantage of it.
You got Brett Phillips hitting a home run, a mammoth home run over 400 feet. This guy's getting the opportunity to play. There's always energy when guys get a chance to play. Tyler Anderson set the tone. He was outstanding in 8 innings there. Finally getting to that 8th inning as a Halo. Threw the ball very well, threw a lot of strikes, only 1 walk, 4 punch-outs. But all the offense, 4 home runs hit there, giving them now 206 on the season for the Halos. When you hit some home runs, you pitch well, GA, that pretty much means you got a good chance of winning. What do you think?
You do. You get a win. It happens a lot.
Yeah, GA was really happy. It was 2 hours and 4 minutes. That's what you call a baseball game right there. All right, well, you know what? In this world that we live in, gents, there's not a lot of things we can count on. But there is one thing that we can count on. That's a medical report from Erica Lustig, who's standing by. Erica, I would call it a good news network, but that hasn't been the case as of late. Please update us on Shohei Watch 2023.
The Groundhog's Day network, right? Yeah, no, there is, Shohei's not starting today. He's not playing today. He's not DHing today. The thing to keep in mind is that he has, in fact, been day to day, and that's been the consistent message throughout the week. Yesterday, Phil Nevin was saying that if it wasn't going to be today, the day that Shohei did return to the lineup to DH, possibly tomorrow in Seattle on Monday. So that's still the message that they are maintaining right now. The important thing is that he's continuing to progress and feel better each day. They wanted him to have a day where he feels good and get an extra day on top of that. You don't want to be, you have to be extra careful, I should say, as far as those oblique kind of tweaks feel. So here's the latest from Phil Nevin on Shohei Ohtani from today.
Yeah, I think tomorrow's realistic. So feels better today again. I know he's going to take some swings later. I would say today probably in the, we're going to discuss it before game, but possibly available at some point during the game if we need it.
What does realistic mean for tomorrow?
I think it's realistic that he could play tomorrow. Are you asking me what realistic?
What does that mean? What's that look like?
I mean, I think it's a good chance that we're going to come in tomorrow and he'll play. So, we discussed this yesterday. When he feels good, just give him one more day, and today's the day where he feels pretty good. Hasn't swung yet, like I said, but he felt a lot better doing that yesterday.
So he had said earlier this week that there was a chance he could possibly be available in the game. They did talk about that today. So again, that is some progress in the right direction. There is good news as far as injuries go. I know you guys are going to dive into it, but they get Zach Neto back. They get Ben Joyce back. They're both active here today. Zach Neto's not in the starting lineup. He flew in from Salt Lake early this morning. Didn't want to mess around with that back, but there is a chance he'll be available and be able to get ramped up later in this game. And a good chance we might see Ben Joyce on the mound at some point in this game today. So we're allowed to get guys back, guys. They're getting a couple guys back, so that's the good news.
Erica, I'm going to say it's going to be realistic that we're going to see you tomorrow talking about Shohei Ohtani.
There is a realistic chance I will be back tomorrow from Seattle talking about Shohei Ohtani.
Erica, well done. Great follow-up, by the way. I love it.
Thank you.
All right, let's continue this conversation. And you know what, Gia, you and I were talking about it. Why don't they put Shohei on the IL?
Well, they really don't have to. This is after September 1st. Pre-September 1st, they would have had to make a decision because every night they would be short of a player. So right now they have an excess amount of players, so there's really no need to make a move. And, you know, we're going to go day to day with this thing until they figure something out or whenever he can get on the field.
Shohei wants to play. That's the thing. He wants to play at some point, so that's why you're not putting him on the IL. You mentioned that, GA, perfect point. There is a few extra guys here at the roster here in the month of September, and if he wants to play, he will play.
Yeah.
It's a realistic chance he will play.
Let's take a look at the very real lineup that Phil Neville's going to put on the field here this afternoon in the series finale as the Halos look for their third win. As you take a look at that lineup, Moustakas is going to play first base and bat third. Ohapi is DHing. No Nolan Shawna for the second straight game dealing with that kind of impingement in his trap area. He's day-to-day. Hopefully we'll see him very soon as well as he's riding that 17-game on-base streak. But want to go to Logan Ohapi for a second. GA, when you see him batting cleanup as we saw him last night, is that going to be a spot we'll see him batting in the order, you think, moving forward, fourth or fifth?
It could be. I mean, he has the power to do it. Traditionally, you don't see catchers in that position, but he's definitely shown the power, and he's also shown that he's a pretty decent hitter as well. He gets base hits, so being in the middle of the lineup, I don't think is out of the question for him at all.
Yeah, and Gooby, you know what? T told Erica Weston that he found something on Friday. That's a big two-run home run, and we continued it first. Back-to-back games with home runs in his young career, something I'm sure we're going to see much more moving forward.
Oh, yeah, Ken G. The thing, when I saw him early this morning, I said, how about that home run to right center field? And that was a smile on his face. In other words, you know this, when you hit a ball over the wall the other way, that means you're staying on there and let the baseball travel and a lot more confidence in your swing. So that's the swing for me that really gets him going. Mistake ball they hit out the left center field, yes, you're supposed to crush it, but a baseball thrown there and hitting the other way like he did, that gives you reason to believe now his timing's better, and now you're going to see that power which he does possess to go the other way.
And that's a swing, GA, that translates not only to home runs, but certainly gaps, singles. We've seen him pretty much do it all.
Yeah, it translates to hits all over the park. I mean, if you can sit and wait for a ball, and like Gooby said, if they hang, the only one you're going to hit out is the one that they hang the slider, the good slider, the good curveball, you're not going to hit out of the park. So his swing is definitely set up to take advantage of mistake pitches, and he's going to hit the ball everywhere. He's going to hit it hard, and the thing that I like is he's healthy. He's strong.
Ohapi, a big story last night, but so was Tyler Anderson. Heading into last night, he was 0-4 with an ERA over 7 in his last 6 appearances. Anderson trying to find his groove. Well, last night he got his groove back. 8 innings of 2-run baseball and the W. He spoke about it after the game.
No, I think it's just for me, it's been the last week or so. I felt like I wanted to go out and attack with, and get in the zone early. I feel like I hadn't done that really all year. So just try to continue with that and build off it.
Yeah, is this something that you can work towards the last few weeks down the stretch?
Yeah, I mean, obviously try to go out there and finish strong.
Gooby, since last year when he was with the Dodgers facing the Angels, it's all about pounding the zone. He threw a ton of strikes last night.
And he got 5 one-pitch outs. And that's a game starter pitchers need to play more. We used to always play that, see how many outs you get in those first 2-3 pitches of an at-bat. 9 ground ball outs. Coming into this game, he averaged a 30.5% ground ball rate. When you're not overpowering, you want to get more ground ball action. That's what he did yesterday. He was around the strike zone and it's 1 walk. I love the fact he attacked the zone. His fastball was solid. His cutter off the corners was really good. And he still had his changeup, GA, working it up to get the hitters off balance.
Yeah, the key for me last night was being able to throw the changeup for a strike. As a hitter, if he's getting his off-speed pitches over and getting your 0-1, 0-2, now he starts to spot his fastball. And what happened last night in the middle of the game toward the latter part, they started guessing. And when you start guessing, you can't hit in this game.
Good stuff from Tyler Anderson. He'll hand the ball, the baton, I should say, to Kenny Rosenberg, making his 2nd start of the season, 3rd career start in his young big league career, coming off his first quality start in his career. Kenny Rosenberg, what a great opportunity, Gooby, for this young man as he can get the series win this afternoon.
And, he'll hopefully be able to pick up his first major league win, too. I mean, this changeup we know is his bread and butter. But I like the ride on his fastball upstairs last time out. That set up that changeup. So Fastball upstairs, changeup down. He also threw enough breaker balls in there to keep them balanced too, but enough fastballs and enough of those changeups down to keep them all balanced. You mentioned it when they were guessing against him that last time out. They kept thinking he's going to throw a high percentage of changes, which he normally does, but his fastball had some life on it because 91, 92, and doing everything well as far as fielding his position.
And GA, he can get swing and misses in AAA, struck out 120 in 100 innings. I mean, he only had 4 Ks in that quality start, but he's got the stuff to get some swing and misses.
Yeah, he does. And I hope he did his homework last night, because last night it clearly was Anderson dissected their lineup last night. So I'm not saying he has to do the exact same thing, but the blueprint's been set for him, and just throwing strikes and keeping the ball down. And like Bibee said, if you can ride your fastball and keep the ball down, you're definitely going to have some success. And he's probably going to need to keep the ball down in the day game here.
Yeah,
the ball does not stay in the park.
I know you're even smiling in the day game, even on the TV side, because the baseball will carry pretty well here in the day.
It will.
Really, really well.
For the Guardians, Tanner Bibee is going to be on the hill. Certainly, I'd call him a rookie phenom having a breakout season here. 10-3 with an ERA just over 3 out of Cal State Fullerton, Mission Viejo High School. He was a teammate of Patrick Sandoval. The two squared off back on May the 14th. He was a sophomore when Sandy was a senior, and this kid, boy, you really can't have a better opening campaign.
I mean, he throws 93, 97, so he has a good plus fastball. He spots it well, but when you look at what he's done so far this season, 80 of his strikeouts, he's got 129, 80 of them have been on his secondary pitch, so he's got a good slider, he's got a good curveball, and a very, very good changeup. He will ride his four-seamer upstairs too, but his bread and butter, GA, or secondary pitches. On a warm afternoon game like today, is that something you look forward as far as those secondary? I know you like the hunt fastball, but those hanging sliders and curveballs can go a long way.
Well, the fact that he throws his fastball half the time, I mean, you definitely can't sit on his off-speed pitch. And like you said, the riding fastball, it appears to go up. It doesn't go up, but it appears to. Makes everything down look almost unhittable.
It's just about time to talk about the big sexy, so I'm going to say that you need to go.
Is that me this time? I feel much better there. Thanks, man. Frenchie, you are the best. GA, you're better.
The sun's coming out. Time to get it going. How about sun's out, Phillips out? Yeah, boy, did he have a night last night. First homer as a Halo. It went a long, long way. He talks to Erica next.
This may sound... This Russo. This is Joey Votto. And this is the High Heat Hot Seat. Christopher Russo plays hard, so he doesn't end up here.
Must be nice to sit atop that Madison Avenue ivory tower, looking down at us with those luscious locks. You should be ashamed of yourself. You're a disgrace.
High Heat with Christopher Russo.
It took me the last 2 weeks prepping for this interview. I didn't realize how much I love you. You're the best.
On MLB Network.
Listen to live, black-out-free audio from every Major League club.
And Aaron Judge with some thump.
Stream video of minor league games.
That's a go-ahead grand slam.
And watch the best baseball highlights and look-ins on MLB Big Inning. The all-new At Bat is your all-in-one live baseball subscription for only $3.99 per month.
There she goes. Home run, Pete Alonso.
Subscribe to At Bat within the MLB app today.
Sunday, from home plate to fashion plate. Go behind the seams on Inside Stitch at 11 Eastern. Then baseball cards take center stage. Join Greg Amsinger for a look at all things cardboard on MLB's Carded at 11:30. Sunday on MLB Network. You want highlights? Quick Pitch has you covered. Packing all the day's biggest plays into one lightning-fast hour.
What a play!
We live today, preview tomorrow on Quick Pitch. Late nights and early mornings, only on MLB Network.
Southern California Lexus dealers experience amazing. Halos come with a big W last night. Brett Maverick Phillips picked up his first homer as a Halo. What a game. And this afternoon, he spoke with Erica.
Guys, thanks very much. Brett, what a night last night. Fun win. You went yard, first one as a Halo this season. Got to wear the Kabuto for the first time. That one was no cheapie either, and you've been crushing baseballs lately too. Do you feel like you were putting some good swings together to be able to send one out?
Yeah, it feels good to be back and take advantage of an opportunity down the stretch. With the unfortunate things going on with injuries, it's opened up a little road for me to take advantage of, and you know that's what I'm here to do, play 100%, and hopefully continue to put some swings like I did last night on the ball down the stretch to take advantage of this opportunity.
Yeah, you really did, too. I mean, you were crushing the baseball before that one, hitting it really hard, had some good base knocks in there, too. How you've been feeling coming up here?
Yeah, I feel confident. I feel really good. I feel like my swing's in a really good place. I came into this year like we talked about with a full new swing revamp. So actually going down to AAA for a few months to play every single day and get my timing and get the feel for things, it really helps me. And I feel, like I said, I feel confident in the box with the swing that I have. And it's going to take getting good pitches like we did last night and moving forward, just competing and enjoying it, having fun.
What did you think of wearing the Kabuto for the first time?
That was awesome. I obviously got to put it on a bunch of guys earlier in the season, but to have it on my head, it'll make for a good photo one day. But hopefully, you get to put it on a few more times before we leave.
Absolutely. You're always the guy bringing the energy. What was the dugout like when you got back down here? Because, you're the guy that puts it on their heads, and it was their turn to give it to you.
Yeah, I felt the love. I felt the energy, and it's one of those things, regardless of what the record says, we got to show up each and every day, not only for ourselves, but for the fan base and for the people who are supporting us. And regardless of what the lineup says or who's in it or who isn't, the guys that are here and healthy and ready to play, we got to bring it. And so the energy's there. Just got to continue down the stretch.
Always appreciate the time. Keep bringing that energy. Thank you.
Appreciate you. See you.
All right, guys.
Erica, thank you. Yeah, Brett brings it each and every day. Former 6th-round pick of the Astros back in 2012. Angels, his 5th club. He signed a 1-year deal with the Halos back in January, as he mentioned. Went down to AAA. He's back in those 2 wins. GA against Cleveland. He's 4 for 7. A homer. Couple RBIs, taking advantage of it.
Yeah, it's awesome when you get opportunity to play, and he hasn't played a whole lot up here this year, but to be able to go out and produce, it does feel good that you are contributing to the team, and I know you can tell he felt really good about having put the Kabuto on him, so kudos to him.
Yeah, he is always on the top step and rooting on his teammates. It was nice for them to root him on, and now he had plenty to root on last night because he was one of 4 home runs on the evening. 11th time this year the Halos have hit 4 in a game. Brett Phillips going yard. Of course, we just showed you that home run. That went a long way. That was no doubter. He knew it right when he hit it. First pitch swinging, and then Theis. Good to have him back 9 for the season.
Yeah, Frenchie, going into games like this, hitters, let me just give you a little bit. Hitters know the guys that give up home runs. I'm not saying that they went up there trying to hit home runs, but they definitely know that they're going to have a shot if he leaves something over the plate. So I wouldn't necessarily call hitting home runs contagious, but everybody's well informed of who was on the mound.
Yeah, every run scored last night from both teams came via the long ball. Hopefully the Halos can keep that going here this afternoon at the Big A in the 4th and final game against the Cleveland Guardians as they look for the series win. As we take another time out here on the program, when we do come back, the real Big Sexy is going to join us. I mean, not join us, but we're going to talk about him. Yeah, talking about Bartolo Colon. It's another Halo history lesson with Gooby next.
This is Garrett Cole. This is Christopher Russo. And this is the High Heat Hot Seat. Garrett Cole plays hard, so he doesn't end up here. High Heat with Christopher Russo, helping players play harder on MLB Network.
The power of baseball goes beyond the field.
What an exciting time.
Stand up,
Together.
Together.
Together. Southern California Lexus dealers experience amazing. Suns out fans out here at the Big A. Angels looking to win their third game of a four-game series. But right now, we turn our attention to the big sexy Bartolo Colon and his Cy Young year here with the Halos.
Angels fans, do you remember our second Cy Young Award winner, Bartolo Colon? Let's go back in time right now. This is Gooby's Halo History Lesson. The year was 2005, and the Angels just rechristened their name to Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. It's been 41 years since Dean Chance won the Cy Young Award in 1964. Bartolo Colon coming off an inflated season in 2004 with an ERA of 5.01, but still won 18 games. At the start of the 2005 season, Bartolo made some significant adjustments, going more to his sinker and cutter. Bartolo goes on to say, I stopped being a village boy, thinking that I could throw any stone, any rock through a wall, and started thinking about being a guy that could last longer, take some off my fastball, and not depend only on throwing hard. Bartolo Colon finished with an ERA of 3.48, covering 222 and 2/3 innings pitched, won 21 games, and he was the league's only 20-game winner. Colon went on to thank Mariano Rivera, who finished second in the votes behind him in the Cy Young Award winning, stating, Mariano had a great year, and I want to thank him for teaching me how to throw the cut fastball. Colon's 2005 regular season will go down as one of the greatest in Angels history.
Bartolo Colon becomes the first 20-game winner since the great Nolan Ryan in 1974.
If you didn't know, now you know. That's Gooby's Halo History Lesson.
What a player, what a character. 21 years in the big leagues, 11 different teams. You were a teammate of the Big Sexy. What was it like being around him?
He's quiet. He's a quiet individual. I mean, you wouldn't even know he was in the room. So, just, you know, the thing that a lot of guys don't know about him, he's a great athlete. He took shag in center field all the time. And, you know, one of the funny stories I have to tell about him is that the year he came over, the first year there, we're sitting there, and this is when they used to hand out media guides back in the day. They don't really do that anymore, and we're sitting there reading. I think my picture may have been on the front of it that year, and I was sitting there next to him, and he just turned to me. And he spoke English, but he didn't speak it a lot. He just turned to me and said, I don't have to pitch to you anymore, and he was pointing at my picture.
And, oh, by the way, he could swing the bat a little bit.
Yes, he could. He's a great athlete.
With a big home run there in a Mets uniform. Well, good stuff there, and obviously great looking back at the history of Bartolo Colon. It's taking the time out here in the program. But when we do come back, it's time to get us closer to first pitch and hopefully a series win this afternoon at the Big A. Brett Phillips doing what he does best, saying hi to the fans. Next up, a teaching moment with GA.
This is Keep up with every team on MLB Network wherever you go. Just download the MLB app, click MLB Network, and sign in with your TV provider info. Then watch MLB Network all day, every day, your way.
Listen to live Blackout-free audio from every major league club.
And Aaron Judge with some thump.
Stream video of minor league games.
That's a go-ahead grand slam!
And watch the best baseball highlights and look-ins on MLB Big Inning. The all-new At Bat is your all-in-one live baseball subscription for only $3.99 per month.
There she goes! Home run, Pete Alonso!
Subscribe to At Bat within the MLB app today.
Download and register on the McDonald's app. Kids are happy today. Angels, let's make them happy tomorrow. Jordan Adams is in the lineup. He's batting seventh, playing right field. Called up from AAA. GA, this kid's an athlete. He was a football star and a baseball star in high school, was going to play at the University of North Carolina as a sports star. You know he's an athlete. He's got all the tools, but now it's a matter of refining those tools into fundamentals. And I know that you saw something on the outfield the other night.
Yeah, the other night, the play in the outfield where he came to try to throw the runner out the plate. And don't get me wrong, fans, he's a tremendous athlete, but there's a part of this game that you have to finesse. There's fundamentals that you have to harness your ability. So there's a ground ball hit to the outfield, and Gritchick goes into left field. And taking you through this play, his body language tells me he wasn't even trying to throw the guy out, but his only job is to get the ball to the infielder through the cutoff man, one hop to make it easy for the second baseman to catch the ball. And by keeping the ball down, it doesn't allow other players that are running the bases to advance bases. So, and then Jordan the other night, there was a ball hit to the outfield. Now, where this ball is, you don't have a chance to throw a guy out at the plate, but his athleticism is going to say, hey, I can do it. So what he was supposed to do is keep the ball down through the cutoff man and not allow the hitter to actually go to second base. So these are teaching moments. I've done it. A lot of outfielders have done it. And in the instructional league where I learned to do this, after minor league seasons, we take infield and we'd have coaches yell at you. If you did that on the field, you would get yelled at. Yeah. Get the ball down. So, my lesson to him is, use your cutoff man, and that way you don't have to worry about any kind of errors or anything, because there's nothing good a gun unless you're Ichiro. You're not going to throw anybody out to play like that.
And when you're so athletic, it's hard to harness that, right?
It's very hard because you want to show your athleticism just comes through. He's not trying to do that. Yeah. That's just who he is.
All right, well, he is in the lineup once again. He is looking to make a statement. In this series, he's had his first career RBI. Hopefully he can add to that here against the Cleveland Guardians as the Angels and Guardians wrap up a 4-game series this afternoon at the Bibee. And the Angels looking for the third win and a series win. The grounds crew getting it done. We flip the cameras on. It's about time for the first pitch. Angels baseball from the Bibee coming at you next.
Listen to live Black Eye Free audio from every major league club.
And Aaron Judge with some thump.
Stream video of minor league games.
That's a go-ahead grand slam.
And watch the best baseball highlights and look-ins on MLB Big Inning. The all-new At Bat is your all-in-one live baseball subscription for only $3.99 per month.
There she goes. Home run, Pete Alonso.
Subscribe to At Bat within the MLB app today.
Covering a full night of baseball is a team effort, and it all starts right here with MLB Tonight's first pitch.
Let's go to the ballpark so you get a chance to look around a little bit.
A match between the best teams in the National League going head-to-head.
During the games, we take you to the games where you might see a live walk-off. And after the games, we want to hear from the players as bad as you do.
First career walk-off hit. How did that one feel?
Oh, man, it's as good as it gets.
And that's how this team covers every team on MLB Tonight.
The heart of your team. The heart of LA. Valley Sports West. The heart of the fan.
It's a beautiful baseball Sunday in Southern California. Today, the finale of this 4-game series between the Los Angeles Angels and the Cleveland Guardians comes from Angel Stadium. Alongside Mark Gubiza, I'm Wayne Randazzo and Gooby. The Angels have a chance to win this series thanks to a big home run barrage last night.
And it all started with Tyler Anderson. Great performance on the mound, 8 innings, but it was the home run ball really was the key for the game with 4 home runs for the Halos. Last night started with Logan O'Hoppe going yard the other way. So you see some balance in that lineup. Now 206 home runs this season for the Halos. It's the 4th most in club history, on pace for 233 to keep those swings going, especially when you think about a warm afternoon game here today. So guys throughout the lineup, even Gritchick going the other way to right field down the right field corner for his 14th home run of the season. So look for that long ball today in that carry here in the afternoon, but they rely a lot on that home run. Hopefully they'll be able to do that, and a solid performance by Kenny Rosenberg on the mound like Tyler Anderson last night.
Kenny Rosenberg looked pretty good in his last start against the Baltimore Orioles. Held down a pretty tough lineup to just 3 runs in 6 innings of work. So Rosenberg will try to do that once again here today against Cleveland.
Well, you just go out there, keep them off balance, ride that fastball upstairs, but use that changeup down and have them guessing throughout the whole afternoon. That's the key against this Guardian lineup. Have them guessing at the plate.
The City Connect uniforms are on too. What a day here at the Big A. The Angels trying to take 3 out of 4 from the Guardians. Logan O'Hoppe has hit a couple of home runs in this series, and the Angels using the long ball to get a couple of wins so far against Cleveland. They'll go for the series win in just a moment.
Covering a full night of baseball is a team effort, and it all starts right here with Harold and Adnan on MLB Tonight's First Pitch.
Who's ready for baseball?
It's time for the first pitch.
We're about 25 minutes from game time. I'm so excited.
Our quick hitters right out of the gate.
During the games, we take you to the games where you might see a lot.
Greg, we have a potential walk-off at Wrigley.
No way. What's going on?
Oh, they've got a runner at third and Nico Horner's up.
Here's a pitch.
Base hit. Nico rocks it up. Cubs win.
Cubs win.
And after the games, we're all about instant highlights and player reactions.
Nico, congratulations. Your first career walk-off hit. How did that one feel?
Oh, man, it's as good as it gets. An amazing crowd here tonight. Wrigley Field is a very special place. We're feeling good right now, for sure.
And that's how this team covers every team. All in a night's work on MLB Tonight.
Listen to live, black-out-free audio from every major league club.
And Aaron Judge with some thump.
Stream video of minor league games.
That's a go-ahead grand slam.
And watch the best baseball highlights and look-ins on MLB Big Inning. The all-new At Bat is your all-in-one live baseball subscription for only $3.99 per month.
There she goes. Home run, Pete Alonso.
Subscribe to At Bat within the MLB app today.
Think baseball.
There's something that's been missing in the debate.
Think analysis.
He really looked like the perfect thing to add to this club last night.
Think advanced metrics.
The new rules are having an impact, and I'll bottom line it.
Think MLB Now, the show for the thinking fan, only on MLB Network.
Angels baseball and Valley Sports brought to you by Hyundai. It's your journey on every mile in a brand new Hyundai. By the OC Healthcare Agency, build your healthiest self at angels.ocnavigator.org. And by your local Southern California Cadillac dealers. The Angels in their City Connect uniforms, the beach vibes on this Sunday afternoon at Angel Stadium as the Halos try to win 3 out of 4 from the Cleveland Guardians. Kenny Rosenberg getting ready for his second big league start of the season. Pitched well against the Orioles his last time. Impressive to see how his changeup kind of fooled those Baltimore hitters.
Yeah, and he threw enough fastballs to make him aware of that, and then he got him to chase those changeups down. It's a very good changeup he'll throw, but I love his fastball, especially when he's got him looking off speed.
The Angels take the field behind Rosenberg, who had a lot of strikeouts at AAA this year, 120 in 100 innings of work there. And then against Baltimore in that start, struck out 4 in 6 innings. So he'll try to get the job done today for an Angels ball club, trying to win a series against this Cleveland roster, trying to win the season series. You know, the Angels have not won the season series against Cleveland in back-to-back years in over a decade. So the Angels have had a tough time historically against the Guardians, playing better against them the last couple of seasons, and so far they have split the 6 games that they have played against each other this year.
And Rosenberg's going to try to continue that success he had even down with the punch-outs in AAA up here at the major league level. My go-tos for him to have that success is that solid carry on his fastball upstairs. That'll set up that changeup and keeping those hitters off balance with that all-speed changeup. Good spin on that thing down below the strike zone so far in the season. A 29.4% whiff percentage versus his changeup, which is very, very solid.
Sure, the lineup for Cleveland, Stephen Kwan again at the top of the order. Jose Ramirez homered last night. He bats second. Josh Naylor is not in there for Cleveland. Naylor's done so much damage against the Angels. His brother Bo is in the lineup, though. Bo Naylor is batting in the number 8 spot and doing the catching for the Guardians today. There's Terry Francona. Might be the last time we see him as a major league manager, because he has hinted pretty strongly that this could be his last season as a big league skipper. You know, he's had a lot of health trouble over the last couple of years. He's had a bunch of surgeries on his feet. He's trying to make sure he is healthy for the rest of his life, and might not be spending as much time on a major league baseball field or in a big league dugout the way that he has, but certainly one of the all-time great managers, and he has the most wins of any manager that has not yet reached 2,000. He would be next on that list if he was able to manage beyond this year.
And a great description when you say all-timer there, Wayne. He's an all-time guy, all-time manager.
Managed Michael Jordan in the minor leagues. One of his first managerial jobs was with the Birmingham Barons when Michael Jordan was trying to make his transition from pro basketball to pro baseball. So Terry Francona has seen it all.
And that'll get you ready when you manage the Phillies and then the Red Sox in there when you're managing Michael Jordan in baseball.
A ball's 2 strikes on Stephen Kwan to start the day here at the Big A. It's a warm, sunny afternoon, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes on Kwan.
Remember yesterday, Tyler Anderson got a lot of quick outs. With 5 one-pitch outs on a warm afternoon like today. It's a good recipe to be successful on the mound as a pitcher.
It was a breezy ball game last night. Kwan with a chopper to third that Eduardo Escobar has for the first out.
Speaking of that defense, let's take a look at the Easton and Easton defense for the Angels. Paris over at shortstop has turned 2 double plays. He's made some really good adjustments. He made a couple great plays already in his young career at the major league level, including a great relay. Also that dive into the outfield grass in his homestand, a strong throw across the diamond. Drury, Moustakas, Escobar, you saw that play. Wallach behind the plate. Grichuk, Phillips, and Adams out in right field.
Here is Ramirez, who homered off Tyler Anderson in the first inning yesterday. Who knew from there that Anderson would be so dominant? He worked 8 innings last night, his longest outing of the season, as Anderson gave up 1 more solo homer, and that was really it. A game that took 2 hours and 4 minutes last night. Ramirez goes against a modified shift and just punches a base hit to right. So Ramirez is on. Without Josh Naylor, Ramirez really the one viable power threat for Cleveland. So if he gets a base hit the other way, I guess that is a better alternative than what could happen.
Yeah, if you keep that ball on the ground, you get him look and think about going to the big part, especially when you're playing towards the middle for Brandon Drury. We've seen a lot of those hits go that way from Baltimore here, even the Guardians.
Here's David Fry playing first base and batting third today instead of Josh Naylor. Surprised to see Naylor not in the lineup the way that he has played against the Angels this year, and how these games are still important to Cleveland. You can make the case that they're pretty much done, but until that final bell rings, you're really not. And Cleveland only has to catch one team. You know, some of these other teams that are further back, well, they got to leapfrog 3, 4, 5 teams to get somewhere. That makes it very difficult. But Cleveland only has to catch Minnesota. Twins are 7.5 up, though, and their magic number is 13 to win the American League Central.
Well, I called down to Terry Francona, and I requested that Josh Naylor be able to give the day off. It's going to be a warm afternoon.
Well, that was a nice gift from Terry Francona to you.
Yes.
1 ball, 2 strikes on David Fry. Bo Naylor is in the lineup for Cleveland. I haven't seen as much of him. He was not in the big leagues yet when the first time these two teams played. You see the Twins pulling away in the American League Central. Swing and a miss by David Fry. And Kenny Rosenberg has his first strikeout today.
That's that ride on that fastball upstairs. It's his 6th strikeout with his 4-seam fastball so far this year. And that's under 14 innings pitched.
So now 2 away, and the batter will be the former Angel Cole Calhoun, playing in right field today. Calhoun played first base the other night and was the DH on Thursday. Snap throw to first, and a good job by Moustakas to keep that ball in the infield.
Every once in a while, Jose Ramirez will go on a delayed steal too, so that's a good idea to have that back pick for Chad Wallach. See that so often. The Angels do it just as much as any team in baseball. That back pick with a left-handed batter. It looked like he hit the bat of Cole Calhoun. That's why that throw went errant.
1 ball, no strikes on Calhoun. Now a pickoff behind the runner at first. Throw to second by Moustakas, and Jose Ramirez caught stealing to end the top of the first. Kenny Rosenberg shows a good pickoff move. Strikes out a batter in the top of the first as well. And a great base runner cut down. Jose Ramirez makes the final out.
Create amazing work with Fiverr. All you need is your team and a talented freelancer who will lend a hand and seamlessly join your team from just about anywhere. Expand your team with a Fiverr freelancer.
With the Game Time app, I paid 60% less than this guy. What? And it's not just sports tickets. It's also concerts. Performances, too.
Oh, come on!
Download Game Time. Last minute tickets, lowest price, guaranteed.
Welcome to the Aura Sleep Lab. You need a bit more deep sleep. Getting enough high-quality sleep increases immunity. Why? Because sleep helps fend off sickness. A good night's sleep boosts your number of infection-fighting antibodies and cells. And with your Aura Ring, you can learn how to sleep deep and keep your immunity up. It's like having a sleep lab on your finger. Go to sleep with auraring.com.
They said optical shops weren't very inviting. So we, Warby Parker, created ones that were. They said prescription eyewear was too expensive, so we offered.
Hit 4 home runs in the game yesterday. Logan O'Hoppe had one of them. Randall Grichuk leading off. He popped one last night as well. Brett Phillips hit his first home run in an Angels uniform yesterday, as the Angels will look to get it done today against a pretty tough customer, rookie right-hander and Mission Viejo native Tanner Bibee.
Bibee's got good stuff. 93-97 fastball, slider, changeup, and curveball. My go-tos to have some success against him this warm afternoon today is look out at half for the fastball to drive that ball to right field. He has given up 5 home runs and a .242 batting average versus fastball, and you got to lift that slider. It's a big game carry. 5 home runs versus his slider this season.
Bibee, who has put together 14 consecutive starts allowing 3 runs or fewer, got an outside chance at American League Rookie of the Year. We just saw Gunnar Henderson of the Orioles, the favorite. Tanner Bibee is on that list as well. Tristan Casas of the Red Sox. Hard for a pitcher to win Rookie of the Year because they don't play every day. Same thing as MVP. There is no Rookie Pitcher of the Year award. If there was, Bibee would be a shoo-in for that.
He's been really, really good. His opponent's batting average 236. He's got 80 strikeouts with his secondary pitches this season. 80. It was 129. He is way over on the third base side of the pitching rubber.
Ball 2 strikes on Randall Grichuk. Monitoring a day in baseball that has seen some good ball games already, including a potential for a historic event at Yankee Stadium today, where the Yankees and Brewers are scoreless in the bottom of the 10th, and the Yankees don't have a hit. It's possible they could win that game without a hit.
And we saw that against Jose Soriano here. Remember, 3 ground ball outs in an inning and the extra inning, and end up giving up a run without giving up a hit.
Well, it's possible they end up with no hits for the entire game and win, which is something that's only happened a few times in Major League history. Grichuk has to bend out of the way for ball 3. It actually happened last year in a Reds-Pirates game where Pittsburgh would get an unearned run and won the game despite being no hit.
Happened for the Angels against the Dodgers too. Jerry Weaver lost the game.
Yeah, that was in June of 2008. Grichuk hammers one to the gap in left center field. Kwan got a good jump but still can't get it. It one hops the wall in left field. Randall Grichuk starts the day with a double.
It's a good piece of hit, especially after a fastball up and in and hit a rocket double to left center field. 25th double this year for Randall Grichuk. Fastball in and brought his hands in and lines out left center field. Nice swing. 94-mile-an-hour fastball.
Grichuk in scoring position, and now Brandon Drury will be the batter. Drury with 20 home runs on the year. He's put together a nice offensive season. This one up the middle. That'll move Grichuk to third at least. Jimenez trying to make the play to first, and he does. Good job by Jimenez. Gold Glove winner last year and very well could be again this year.
And that was an outstanding play. That's an off-balance throw on a baseball that's going to have some spin to it. You see how that baseball spins and hits the dirt. So not an easy play to field to begin with, and then still have that much on the throw, especially kind of rolled up his arm, but kept it in front of his body and a lot on the transfer. Perfect throw to the first base.
So one out in the batter, Mike Moustakas, as he has a chance to give the Angels the early lead against Tanner Bibee. Bibee is an Orange County kid through and through. He went to Mission Viejo High School. He was a teammate with Patrick Sandoval there, although a little bit younger. And even Sandoval kind of surprised by how much Bibee has grown over the years and how much harder that he throws. Moustakas with a fly ball to right. This will at least get Grichuk home. And under it, Calhoun shy of the track to make the catch. Moustakas just got under it, but he gives the Angels a 1-0 lead.
That was good situation, hitting all the way around. Brandon Drury advances Grichuk over to third on a ground out and a sac fly, giving the Halos an early 1-0 lead. Some high fives going in there from Moustakas. 47th RBI of the season.
Grichuk with the leadoff double. That gets cashed in for the Angels. High fives for Moustakas, still holding the bat.
It's his friend.
2 out, nobody on for Logan O'Hoppe, who's homered in each game the last 2 nights.
Well, in his swing yesterday, I saw him early this morning. He had a smile on his face because he homered that way into right center. That means he let his hands travel, let that baseball get deep. Great swing that was. Our Hyundai key for the game today going to Lenny Kravitz today. Fly away. In this warm afternoon, that baseball will fly a long way.
I like
Get
Lenny
hold
Kravitz.
of it.
That's a good one. Lenny Kravitz.
There you go. That's
I
for you.
approve.
Wayne, thank you. It is a Sunday fun day.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to tap out right now. I'm good.
What a win. That's because you fed me Kathy's cookies before the game. Got me all in a good mood.
There you go.
1 ball, 2 strikes on Ohapi. Check swing, and Ohapi couldn't hold up. Strike 3, but the Angels take the lead. Leadoff double came around. That's 1-0 Halos after an inning.
Home cooks, start your ovens. It's time to get dinner ready faster. With Home Chef's easy prep and no mess options, you're winning dinner when you cook with Home Chef. Get oven-ready meals done in 3, 2, 1. It's time to set the table and go eat. Delicious meets simple. Get 18 free meals at homechef.com.
Why pay over $100 a month for cable when it's half the cost for Fubo TV? Get all the channels you want on the only live TV streaming service rated #1 in customer satisfaction by J.D. Power. Try free at FuboTV.com.
Sure, you'll teach her to drive a car. Then use Greenlight and teach her to save up for her own car. Mowing lawns and getting paid. Navigate the world of earning, saving, and investing together. Invest in your best investment. Greenlight.
We love going to games, but good seats get pricey. So we use Game Time. Game Time checks ticket prices in real time and finds you all the best last-minute deals. We got our seats 20 minutes ago for 60% off. Last-minute tickets at the best price in seconds. Download Game Time now.
Angels with the lead. Randall Grichuk's leadoff double turned into a run in the bottom of the first. Kenny Rosenberg worked a scoreless top half. Allowed a base hit to Jose Ramirez, but picked him off. Now Calhoun, who was batting when that happened, leads off here in the second inning.
He just wanted to hear that applause once again.
Well, Cole Calhoun, a popular Angel during his time, a Gold Glove winner, a guy with a bunch of home runs here at the Big A.
I think the way he played defense, too, was the reason why he became a fan favorite. The Red Baron, the flying Calhoun, the way he was diving for baseballs no matter where it was, and warning track up against the wall. He didn't care. He was always getting that uniform dirty. Gold Glove winner in 15.
Had a career high 33 home runs in 19, which was his last year with the Angels. He was drafted out of Arizona State in 2010. He's hung around, 35 years old, still in the league. Began this year with the Rangers. Now with Cleveland, trying to help them get some offense. Swing and a miss there, and it's 3 balls and 2 strikes. I believe the Yankees got their first hit, or did they not? I don't think so.
No, it's first and second was a walk. There's 2 outs. The bottom of the 10th.
Oh, the bat goes flying. Tyler Freeman had to duck out of the way.
It's that bottom hand of that on that swing for Cole Calhoun.
There's a fly ball to right field. Well, we told you about the power of Cole Calhoun. He's hit a bunch of home runs in this ballpark, and he has hit another to get Cleveland on the board. It is 1-1.
Well, he's put together some big time numbers against his former team too when you look at it for Cole Calhoun. That's his 7th home run in his career versus the Angels.
He has hit 73 home runs now at Angel Stadium. And this was a no-doubter against the lefty Rosenberg.
especially after that odd swing the pitch before. By the way, that no-hitter goes to the 11th now in New York.
The Yankees being no-hit through 10 innings against the Brewers today.
Corbin Burns, he's locked back in. I'll tell you, the Brewers are a dangerous team in the postseason if they can get there. Right now, they're in pretty good position with that starting pitching they have.
Brewers in first place in the NL Central. They're 4 games up on the Cubs now in that division. Cubs had lost 3 straight entering today. Milwaukee trying to sweep the Yankees at Yankee Stadium. They've no-hit them through 10.
All of a sudden, Seattle's struggling a little bit. We see them tomorrow for a 3-game series up in Seattle.
Wow.
Swept by Tampa.
Oh, a crazy catch preserved that no-hitter for the Brewers. Sal Frelick and Joey Wiemer colliding at the fence in right center field.
They do Brian Downing and Freddie Lynn on it?
Yeah, Frelick caught the ball. Oh, that was an unbelievable play by Frelick and Wiemer to end that bottom of the 10th and not only preserve the no-hitter but keep the game tied.
Wiemer's every bit as big as Brian Downing too when you run into him.
3 balls and 2 strikes on Tyler Freeman. High fly ball into the bright blue sky here today. Sunglasses on for the center fielder Phillips, and there's one away. Andres Jimenez will be the batter. We actually have some returning players from the IL today. For more on that, here is Erica Weston.
Yeah, guys, we talked about it yesterday. Zach Neto, Ben Joyce, hopefully returning. They do today. Zach Neto not in the lineup today. He did fly in really early this morning from Salt Lake. Expect him to see him in there at short every day for the foreseeable future moving forward, as long as he continues to feel healthy. Ben Joyce, he's back too. We had a chance to catch up with him before the game today. He did admit, you know, it's kind of taken a little bit longer than he was expecting, but he just didn't know what to expect. Right now he's emphasizing some soft tissue work, mobility, just to make sure everything feels good before and after he is pitching. That's the biggest thing. It's something he's always tried to do, but now he's making sure it's in the right places, making sure that forearm is loose. Remember, he was out with that ulnar neuritis, so it was a little scary for a moment before he realized exactly what was going on. So just a lot of corrective exercises, emphasizing those more. He said he's just trusting that he's 100% and he's going to feel that way moving forward. Good chance we see him this afternoon, too.
Well, it's nice for the Angels to get some guys back off the IL. So many times we've seen it go the other way. Here's a line drive to right from Jimenez. Backing up and unable to reach it is Jordan Adams in right field. So Jimenez lines a double, and there's another man in scoring position for Cleveland.
And a couple good swings for left-handed batters against Rosenberg here. He stayed on the inner half. Like a change up there, and he brought his hands in and he lines that ball to right field. Mentioned there's going to be some serious carry on a warm afternoon here today at the Big A.
Throw back to second base as Jimenez dives back in.
Yeah, he's got 26 stolen bases. Already a couple pickoffs this season for Kenny Rosenberg, 3 in his career.
Bounced up the middle. Nice pick by Drury. From the seat of his pants, he throws out the runner at first, Gabriel Arias.
One of those run-saving defensive plays by Brandon Drury. He's made so many outstanding plays at second base. It is our Arco top-tier play up the middle. This baseball is hit hard. It skips off the mound. It's almost into the outfield grass, but gets it before it gets to that point. Not only making the play, but quickly throws. He gets a lot on that throw, sitting down behind second base to first base for Brandon Drury. That was a great play by Brandon.
Jimenez takes third on the play, but Drury with a great grab up the middle, holding a base hit. Jimenez would have scored had that ball gotten through.
That ball was hit hard, then it skipped even quicker off the pitching mound. That was 105.2 miles per hour.
2 balls and one ball, 1 strike on Bo Naylor, who is doing the catching for Cleveland in this one. The younger brother of Josh Naylor. Turns out there's a 3rd brother too that was also a first-round pick. All 3 brothers first-round picks. Two balls and a strike on Bo Naylor. Their brother Miles was drafted by the A's this year as a first-round pick out of the same school, St. Joan of Arc Catholic Secondary School in Mississauga, Ontario, Canada.
Supposedly the best of the 3. Both of them are really good right now.
2 balls, 2 strikes on Bo Naylor. Well, it's something if Miles Naylor's even better than the other 2. Bo Naylor stays alive. Bo has hit the ball pretty well, especially lately. 8 home runs on the year since his call up mid-season. And the Guardians had Mike Zunino earlier in the year, and that didn't work out. One part of Bo Naylor's game that hasn't worked out for him is the fact that he has given up a lot of stolen bases.
Yeah, I think going forward in this game, it's a pretty good combination to try to steal some bags for the Angels against Bibee and Naylor. Bibee has allowed 9 stolen bases in 10 attempts too. Get through this inning first and keep it a 1-1 tie. By the way, Milwaukee scored.
So that no-hit bid in the 11th could work out for the Brewers. Meanwhile, Bo Naylor with a pop-up, and it's caught by Kyron Paris in shallow left field to end the inning. Former Angel Cole Calhoun ties the game with a home run.
This is Mookie Betts. This is Christopher Russo. And this is the High Heat Hot Seat. Mookie Betts plays hard, so he doesn't end up here. High Heat with Christopher Russo, helping players play harder on MLB Network.
To some, this is a race. To others, this is. And this, well, you get the idea. But there's no better race than a pennant race.
It's amazing to watch.
And nobody prepares you like MLB Tonight.
Inside the park we go.
With live look-ins to all the big games and breakdowns from TV's best baseball analysts.
There's a million things going on.
They can come at you fast.
You got to take these games one at a time.
You'll be up to speed, just like these guys.
You think so?
I do.
I can't agree more. We're in a pennant race.
MLB Tonight, every night on MLB Network.
This is Garrett Cole. This is Christopher Russo. And this is the High Heat Hot Seat. Garrett Cole plays hard, so he doesn't end up here. High Heat with Christopher Russo, helping players play harder on MLB Network.
MLB The Show Legend Line. Ready to play?
Let's get it.
Come on. Nice.
That was sick.
Man, you like that? Check out the new Storylines mode where you can play as one of the Negro League baseball legends.
Your voice sounds familiar. Do I know you?
Just call me the captain.
Rated E for everyone.
Both teams putting up a run early. Cole Calhoun homering for Cleveland. Randall Grichuk doubling and scoring in the bottom of the first for the Angels as Eduardo Escobar leads off against Tanner Bibee. Bibee pumps in a strike. Bibee is 6'2", 205, so he's plenty big enough to throw as hard as he does, although he didn't for a while. I mean, he was at Cal State Fullerton. He was kind of a Greg Maddux type. Just hoping he would throw enough strikes. He wasn't a hard thrower at that point, hitting high 80s, low 90s with his fastball. Well, he went to a pitching lab, and all of a sudden he was throwing in the mid to high 90s. Totally changed his life, finding all that extra velocity.
So he's got a good change up there. You see that arm action on that one. Mentioned he starts all the way over on that third base side of the pitching arm, where he'll step back towards the first base side of the pitching mound and then gathers and has good balance over the pitching rubber itself.
Kind of the dream sequence, though, if you're a pitcher hoping to be in the big leagues at some point. As Escobar hits that one up the middle. Fielded by Jimenez with a slide. His throw is in time to get Escobar's second great play Andres Jimenez has made already today.
And there's a reason why he won a Gold Glove last year. He's one of the tops as far as defensive runs saved at second base. Made two really good plays already in this game. How quick he's able to jump up and make a good firm throw, and on the transfer to get Escobar at first base. His defense for the Guardians is very, very good.
I think Escobar off the bat had a chance, or rather Jimenez had a chance to get that. That was a great play to rob Escobar. One out here in the bottom of the second. Chad Wallach at the plate now. If you're a pitcher who has to learn how to pitch because you don't throw that hard, and all of a sudden you find this extra velocity, well, now you know how to pitch and you're throwing hard.
And you also have those good secondary pitches too to go along with the velocity, so you do all those things you need to do. Throwing the long toss, throwing the weighted baseballs. You create that better velocity to get that fastball where you want to and be confident enough to throw your fastball, but still have those secondary pitches to get your swing and misses with.
1 ball, 2 strikes on Wallach. And the Brewers take a chance for a no-hit bid in the bottom of the 11th inning against the Yankees. Would be the longest no-hitter in Major League history. There have been 4 10-inning no-hitters in big league history, but there's never been an 11-inning no-hitter. Last 10-inning one was 1997. A game where the Pirates no-hit the Astros in 10 innings, 3-0. Francisco Cordova worked 9, and Ricardo Rincon pitched the 10th, and it was a 10-inning no-hitter. 1908, 1917, 1965, 1997. Those were the 10-inning no-hitters. It's Joel Payamps pitching for the Brewers in the bottom of the 11th, trying to hold a 1-0 lead and trying to keep that what could be a historic no-hitter intact. Hit well to straightaway center field off the bat of Wallach, but Miles Straw catches up and makes the catch. Wallach gave that one a ride, but he's the second out.
I feel like Jordan Adams is going to get a hold of a baseball, and he's got some pretty good power today.
Jordan Adams looks at a strike. Adams playing in right field. 3 for 17 so far. Got his first big league stolen base the other day. Balls and 2 strikes. Of course, there is the possibility in that Brewer-Yankee game that the Yankees could tie it without getting a hit and keep that game going.
You got a man on third with 1 out already.
Strike 3 called. Bibee was headed off the mound as soon as he threw that pitch. Second strikeout for Bibee, who's retired 6 straight.
Watch games and coverage all day, every day, your way on MLB Network.
To some, this is a race. To others, this is. And this, well, you get the idea. But there's no better race than a pennant race.
It's amazing to watch.
And nobody prepares you like MLB Tonight.
Inside the park we go.
With live look-ins to all the big games and breakdowns from TV's best baseball analysts.
There's a million things going on.
It can come at you fast.
You got to take these games one at a time.
You'll be up to speed, just like these guys.
You think so?
I do.
I can't agree more.
We're in a pennant race.
MLB Tonight, every night on MLB Network.
Back to Yankee Stadium, where that no-hitter was intact in the bottom of the 10th inning. And look at Sal Frelick and Joey Wiemer. Big collision at the wall in right center field. Like Wiemer took the worst of it, but Frelick made the catch. And at that point, the Brewers had a no-hitter through 10 innings against the Yankees, although now that no-hitter is over, and so is the Brewer lead, as the Yankees have tied that game in the bottom of the 11th with their first hit, a double by Oswaldo Cabrera.
Both New York teams in the 9th inning. Well, there's a 0-0 game with the Mets and the Twins. And then you had the Yankee game. It was a no-hitter in the 11th inning. A lot of speed at the plate here for the Guardians of Miles Straw against Kenny Rosenberg.
Tapper that gets Rosenberg off the mound. And his throw to first retires Miles Straw.
Now it's time for our Carl's Cam replay. As Otis at the plate drives that left center here at the Big A. Freddie Lynn, Brian Downing, collision at the wall. One of the all-time great plays ever here at the Big A, with Superman colliding with Freddie Lynn.
Yeah, very similar to that catch Frelick made against the wall in right center at Yankee Stadium, running into Wiemer. Stephen Kwan takes ball one.
You think about it, I don't know. I was joking around with Fred Lynn one time about what was worse, running in the wall or Brian Downing. Just, I don't remember. I don't remember even being able to make the play.
Yeah, good question.
Sure, it's not fun to run into Wiemer too. That dude's giant.
And Wiemer took the worst of it in that collision with Sal Frelick up against the wall in right center field.
And Stephen Kwan always patient at the plate. Sees a lot of pitches, forces you to throw strikes.
Looper, and Drury able to move over to make the catch.
Think about these collisions at the wall, how similar both these plays are in the impacted players and the wall.
Wow.
Wow.
Very similar indeed, as there's a strike to Ramirez with a base hit his first time.
He went the other way on that swing.
He's bounced the ball through the right side. As we said before, we'll take that every time from Jose Ramirez if he wants to hit opposite field singles. It certainly could be a lot worse. One ball, 2 strikes now on Ramirez.
By the way, again, interesting now in the wild card race in the American League now, with Seattle losing again. Texas is winning, so they're getting closer right on top of Seattle. And Toronto won again today, and the Astros are also winning. I think it's real interesting now. Seattle may be the team looking to try to get back in the playoff race.
In the hole, it's short. Long throw for Kyron Paris, but Ramirez too fast, and that's an infield hit. And the Angels are going to be walking into an interesting scenario and atmosphere tomorrow. You know, for some of these young players on the Angels, it's going to be quite a learning experience going into Seattle with the Mariners having so much to play for over these next few days. And you know that crowd at T-Mobile Park is going to be lively as well. So it'll be a fun atmosphere for the Angels the next few days playing in those games against Seattle.
The Rangers look like they're going to win today, so it'll only be a half a game behind Seattle. They play each other quite a bit coming up, and because the Rangers play Toronto for 4 games, I think it is. Yeah, coming up.
Starting tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to get real interesting coming forward.
The American League is tied. Houston clobbering San Diego today, so the Astros starting to play pretty good baseball at the right time for them. David Fry swings and misses. That then would leave, if the Astros pull away a little bit in the West, well, then that leaves the Mariners, Blue Jays, and Rangers, 3 teams fighting for 2 spots. And don't forget, Seattle and Texas play each other a lot down the stretch. 7 of the last 10 games for them against each other. So the Blue Jays might just sit back and, say to the Mariners and Rangers, go for it.
Split all those games. We'll go 3-4 or 4-3.
No balls and 2 strikes on David Fry.
It's a good pitch. Just a little off the inside corner. It's that little riding fastball at 91 from Kenny Rosenberg. Just missed the inside corner. And let go that changeup now.
He went to the changeup, but Fry fought it off. So it's still 1 ball, 2 strikes on Fry. Struck out his first time. This inning kept alive by Cleveland on a 2-out infield hit for Jose Ramirez. They go to the 12th inning now at Yankee Stadium, with that game now tied at 1 between Milwaukee and the Yankees. Big game for the Brewers. The Cubs won today, so the Brewers will try to hold their 4-game lead in the NL Central. Cubs and Brewers finished the season against each other in Milwaukee, which could decide the Central Division.
That wild card in the National League is very interesting too.
Arizona's got the 3rd spot right now, but Miami had a big win in Philly today. They're only a half game out. Reds and Giants hanging around too. It'll be a fun few weeks to finish the year. It's a long fly ball off the bat of Fry, very high toward the left field corner. Grichuk makes the catch right onto the warning track to end the inning.
This is Mookie Betts. This is Christopher Russo. And this is the High Heat Hot Seat. Mookie Betts plays hard, so he doesn't end up here. High Heat with Christopher Russo, helping players play harder on MLB Network. You want highlights? Quick Pitch has you covered, packing all today's biggest plays into one lightning-fast hour.
What a play!
We live today, preview tomorrow on Quick Pitch. Late nights and early mornings, only on MLB Network.
Covering a full night of baseball is a team effort, and it all starts right here with Harold and Adnan on MLB Tonight's First Pitch.
Who's ready for baseball? It's time for the first pitch. We're about 25 minutes from game time. I'm so excited.
Our quick hitters right out of the gate. During the games, we take you to the games where you might see a lot.
Greg, we have a potential walk-off at Wrigley.
No way. What's going on?
Oh, they've got a runner at third and Nico Horner's up.
Here's a pitch.
Base hit. Nico rocks it up. Cubs win. Cubs win.
And after the games, we're all about instant highlights and player reactions.
Nico, congratulations. Your first career walk-off hit. How did that one feel?
Oh, man, it's as good as it gets. And an amazing crowd here tonight. Wrigley Field is a very special place. We're feeling good right now, for sure.
And that's how this team covers every team. All in a night's work on MLB Tonight.
And already today, he's got that slider going. Gets 1 strikeout on the slider down, and then went into zone at 83 miles an hour. Take a look at our StatCast 3D powered by Google Cloud. His pitch arsenal. Got 47% four-seamer. That slider at 28%. Changeup at 16. Curveball at 9%. His slider, though, is his devastating pitch where he gets a lot of strikeouts with. And a swing and miss whip percentage of 31.3%. 39 punch-outs with that slider. Now with 2 today, giving him 41 on the season with his slider.
Brett Phillips leading off here in the bottom of the 3rd. He crashed a home run last night. They hit a long way, over 400 feet. It was a no-doubter to right field off the bat of Phillips in the ball game yesterday. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Phillips, who was on the team at the beginning of the season and then spent a lot of time at AAA. Swing and a miss here by Phillips, and Tanner Bibee's had a strikeout in each inning so far.
That was a changeup that was upstairs, not necessarily by design up there, but the speed of it between a fastball and then the changeup, separation of those 2 pitches. Got a swing and miss against Brett Phillips. Really impressive young pitcher.
Well, Bibee's had a good year. We mentioned 14 straight starts, giving up 3 runs or fewer. His ERA around 2.5 in that time. For the season, right around 3. Nice hit the other way by Kyron Paris off the glove of Fry, who can't recover. And Paris showing a good inside-out swing there for an infield hit.
Ball was crushed off the bat too. Now it's the perfect scenario. You have the leadoff man at the plate. Pitch is down. Four-seamer down and stayed on that. Fry tried to make a goalie save on that one. That was a rocket. The stolen base threat of Paris at first. It's 107.4 off the bat.
I mentioned Bo Naylor having trouble holding opposing base stealers. It's been a big problem for him this year. Opponents have stolen roughly 90% of the time against Naylor this season, and averaging pretty close to a stolen base per game.
9 stolen base in 10 attempts against Bibee, though. That's 3 pickoffs, though. He's got a good pickoff move.
Paris a pretty short lead at first, and a balk was just called, so no need for the steal.
You know, the interesting thing, Paris is the one who pointed that one out. A little bit of a flinch, it looked like. See him move that knee there. Sometimes you're allowed to have that movement if you've done that every single time in a stretch position. When you move the knee like he did, that's when you go to. Paris pointed that out right away. He's the one that signaled it. You see that a lot with pitchers, especially right-handed pitchers will have that front knee. They'll buckle it a little bit and then throw over. You're supposed, when you see that normally, you have to go home. See, he's pointing it right there.
He's a heady base runner for a guy who's only been in the big leagues for a short while. Swing and a miss there by Grichuk on that good changeup from Bibee. Grichuk with a double and a run scored in the first. That's how the Angels got their run. After his double, Drury bounced him to third, and then Moustakas with a sac fly brought him home. Now Paris with good speed and scoring position.
They get a little bit bigger lead now. Menace tries to keep him close, and he starts backing off. That's when you rely a lot on your third base coach too. Let him know he's going back to his defensive position. Bill Hasselman. Another one.
Oh, another balk against Bibee, and now he's upset. Jimenez comes in to make sure Bibee doesn't say anything that's out of pocket.
Because technically you cannot argue a balk.
Those are the first 2 balks that Bibee's been called on all season. Now Terry Francona wants an explanation.
Hoberg at second, calling it. Now the first one definitely I saw, but a lot of times when you're before you set your hands, you could still move your legs and your front leg.
I mean, that's pretty clearly a balk, no?
I think part of it, believe me, it used to automatically be one. But see, guys get in that before they have had the glove set. So they're moving and moving and moving that front leg. But once you have the glove set where you're going to be on your waist or your, your chest area, that's when you can't move the front leg. But when you're in the process of working the glove down, you can still move that front leg now.
All right, Jimenez just tapping Bibee on the shoulder here, trying to cool him off. So what do you think? Is this a balk or not?
Well, no. In this time, no.
Pat Oberg, the second base umpire, saying, well, you did it twice. What did you expect? But Bibee has not been called for a balk all season. This is just part of his natural work from the stretch. And as you said, with how balks aren't called the same way that they used to be. Well, I could see where Bibee would be frustrated, but now 2 balks have put Kyron Paris at third base.
A lot of times when you see when you're moving your hands down, if you move that front leg like this going down, but when once your hands are set, you can't move and then go back down. But on the process of bringing your glove down to that set position, if you move in that front leg, it's not a balk. But once you set and you move that front leg, then it would be considered a balk.
But he was in the process of moving
it down, yes.
That's when he was called for the balk.
Yes.
So Bibee has a beef. And now the Angels have a man on third. Bibee working from the windup. As Grichuk gets a ground ball, Freeman had it looked home.
What a great read by Paris. Wow, that was a great read.
So Kyron Paris able to score after 2 balks and a ground ball to third off the bat of Grichuk, who gets an RBI.
He's going on contact, and it was all about that secondary lead. And look how quick he's reacting. As soon as that ball's hit, he's going. And he was going to force a perfect throw, and even a perfect throw on the transfer was not going to get him going quickly to home. Grichuk's going to like that one there too. Pick up an RBI on that ground ball right to third base with the infield in. It's a great read by Paris. Good swing to start with, and his speed created, at least we think created, the balks. Although I don't think that, certainly the second one, definitely I didn't feel was a balk.
And the Angels have the lead back. Grichuk has scored a run and now driven in a run.
So it ends up being an earned run too.
Yeah. Check swing floater. Jimenez goes back for it. And Drury is retired to end the inning. So the Angels get sort of a gift run. They'll take it. They lead 2-1.
This is Christopher Russo. This is Joey Votto. And this is the High Heat Hot Seat. Christopher Russo plays hard, so he doesn't end up here.
Must be nice to sit atop that Madison Avenue ivory tower, looking down at us with those luscious locks. You should be ashamed of yourself. You're just great.
High Heat with Christopher Russo.
It took me the last 2 weeks prepping for this interview. I didn't realize how much I love you. You are the best.
On MLB Network. Think baseball.
There's something that's been missing in the debate.
Think analysis.
He really looked like the perfect thing to add to this club last night.
Think advanced metrics.
The new rules are having an impact, and I'll bottom line it.
Think MLB Now, the show for the thinking fan, only on MLB Network.
There are many kinds of races, but the best race is a pennant race.
It's amazing to watch.
And MLB Tonight's got it covered. With live look-ins and breakdowns, we'll keep you up to speed.
We're in a pennant race.
MLB Tonight, every night on MLB Network.
MLB The Show legend line. Ready to play?
Let's get it.
Come on. Nice.
That was sick.
Man, you like that? Check out the new Storylines mode where you can play as one of the Negro League baseball legends.
Your voice sounds familiar. Do I know you?
Just call me the captain.
Rated E for everyone.
Fall 2 on the conversation as Carl Willis, the pitching coach for the Guardians, with Tanner Bibee, talking to one of the umpires. That's the first base umpire, Brian Honora. He's the crew chief.
That looks like maybe a pitch count issue right now.
That's for Kenny Rosenberg. You know, we talked about how the umpires at one time called balks a little bit more heavily, and then it kind of stopped. You know, balks weren't called quite as often. However, you know, this year they were supposed to crack down a little bit more. Remember, Kenley Jansen had to kind of change his delivery. Luis Garcia from the Astros couldn't rock the baby anymore. So there was a crackdown on balks, and you know, even though Tanner Bibee hasn't been caught up in that this year, today he is. Remember, Tyler Anderson had that issue around the middle of the season. I feel like Pat Oberg might have been the umpire for that too when that happened, where Anderson was called for a balk when he was doing pretty much the same thing he had been doing all year with regard to his double-A kick.
Yeah, and you know, usually they don't call a balk when you're doing something every single time you have a man on base, especially at first base or second base. So there's that conversation with Carl Willis and Tanner Bibee on what they feel he's doing wrong. And again, it comes down to once he gets to the set position, you cannot have that movement in the front leg. But you can teach that at every level as far as a right-handed pitcher. You kind of collapse that front leg and make your pickoff throw the first base, because base stealers are always looking there. It used to be the back leg, as soon as that started to collapse, they felt you were going home, but it's the front leg really is the big deceptive part for a base runner against a right-handed pitcher. Now you can teach that, like I said, at every level, where you just have that little flinch in the front knee, and then the base runners will go back instead of going and thinking it's going to be a stolen base.
Calhoun, who homered earlier, might have broken his bat there as he lines out softly to right field. When Anderson was called for that balk earlier the year, I believe it was either Doug Eddings or Lance Barrett who was the umpire for that. But you know, Anderson had that issue back in June in Texas, and now it's happened to Bibee here in September against the Angels.
By the way, they went from never scoring any runs in that Milwaukee game to the Yankee game. Now it's 3-3 in the 12th.
Well, Stanton just homered for the Yankees to tie it up again. So it is 3-3. I don't know if the Brewers used Devin Williams already, but they have not needed him or used him in the chances where they've had to win the game as Freeman grounds out. Yeah, Williams pitched in the 9th, so they've already used him. And meanwhile, Joel Payamps and Andrew Chafin have given up leads for Milwaukee. So 3-3, bottom of the 12th at Yankee Stadium. It's a strange sport sometimes. Texas has opened up a big lead on Oakland. Seattle did lose. The Mariners get swept by the Rays, so they'll be cranky when the Angels visit them tomorrow.
Maybe the Angels will have Shohei Ohtani playing tomorrow.
They sit the other way for
Zach Neto.
Yeah, well, Neto's here. Neto's on the active roster today, not in the lineup though. And Shohei, it sounds like Phil Nevin kind of making it a point of emphasis today to say that realistically tomorrow's the day. Barbara Walters over here. Asking Phil what realistically means. No balls at a strike on Gabriel Arias.
Yeah, we were all trying to check out what is the definition for that.
Yeah. Hey, sometimes you have to define those words in,
yes.
in a clutch moment, you know. It's important if you're a manager or a president. No balls, 2 strikes on Arias.
We need to know.
That's right. Arias at the plate with Jimenez at first, who has pretty good speed. Jimenez 2 for 2 in this game, and he has 26 stolen bases in 30 tries. So Rosenberg rightly keeping an eye on the runner at first in this 1-run game. One ball, 2 strikes on the Cleveland shortstop. Kenny Rosenberg holding his own again. This is his 2nd straight start at this level, both on this homestand. Swing and a miss. Arias strikes out. Rosenberg.
Good changeup again.
He's through 4 innings with the lead. He's allowed just 1 run.
See it.
He struck him out. It's out of here.
Feel it.
I can't wait for this game to start. He took a home run away.
Leave it.
That is as good as it gets.
The big plays.
The beauty of sports.
is when the hero comes through.
Yeah, the tense moments.
We have an update we must show you.
With live look-ins, highlights, and breakdowns.
That might be what it takes to win. MLB Tonight on MLB Network.
Sunday, from home plate to fashion plate. Go behind the seams on Inside Stitch at 11 Eastern. Then baseball cards take center stage. Join Greg Amsinger for a look at all things cardboard on MLB's Carded at 11:30. Sunday on MLB Network.
Bibee has never been called for a balk yet, but yet once there first base. Paris noticed that the first one when he was at first base and then called again. So 2 balks, same inning, results in a run on a ground out. And this not coming to a complete stop before moving that front leg was a reason for the balks being called.
Bibee goes back to work here with the Angels in front 2-1. A Yankee Brewer game now in the 13th inning. You hardly see games go that long with the extra inning rule. 0-1 to Moustakas. It is a warm day here at Angel Stadium.
And Tanner Bibee was pretty warm being called for 2 balks in that inning too. He's a competitive pitcher.
Hot under the collar. Well, he's from here. He's out of Mission Viejo and went to Cal State Fullerton. I'm sure he has a lot of friends and family here pitching at Angel Stadium for the first time as a big leaguer. Moustakas bounces it right where the shortstop was standing. And Arias throws him out, so that's 1 away. We send it to Erica Weston.
Yes, Barbara Walters checking in for duty. Patrick Sandoval, Tanner Bibee, a 1-2 punch for that Mission Viejo team for their championship back in 2015. You remember they squared off against each other when the Guardians, and the Angels played in Cleveland back in May. Sandy was hoping for a rematch today, but the two did exchange jerseys yesterday, signed them for one another with a nice heartfelt message from Tanner Bibee to Sandoval, who told him, "Thanks for being my first role model," and then wrote "Go Diablos" on the jersey. Sandy says they're getting it framed, wishing they could square off against him today, but pretty cool. The relationship, the friendship has carried on from the two of them being teammates in high school, now to the pros.
Yeah, those two were great. They were both on their game in Cleveland a few months ago.
It was a Mother's Day. It was a Sunday day game, an early games on Peacock that day. And both Sandoval and Bibee pitched into the 8th inning.
Yep.
One of the better pitcher duels we've seen all year.
Yeah, I got to see him. They were walking in with that jersey with Sandoval. He had a smile on his face all the way into the clubhouse. And Tanner Bibee signed that for him.
2 balls and a strike on Logan O'Hoppe. Struck out his first time today. Count is 3 balls and a strike. O'Hoppe with a home run Friday night, hit one out to the opposite field off of Giolito yesterday.
Well, he had his pitch. He just missed that, just inside enough on a 4-seam fastball.
Calhoun grabs it to retire O'Hoppe, and that's 2 up, 2 down. Bibee for the season has only given up 13 home runs in 133 innings of work. Throws a lot of strikes. He's been solid in his rookie year for the Guardians. Not the only SoCal kid in their rotation. Another Orange County native, Shane Bieber, although Bieber has been hurt some this year and on the IL right now. They're hoping Bieber will be back soon. Get him another start or two before the season is over. Might be a name to watch in the offseason because he's not a free agent yet, but another year he will be. Cleveland, who certainly, even without Bieber, still has a pretty good rotation. They might see that as a position of strength to bolster their offense.
Yeah,
they need hit, they need bats.
They need some offense. They've been the so-called pitching factory for a number of seasons where they develop a lot of good young arms. Between them and Milwaukee.
Yeah. So don't be surprised if you hear Bieber's name mentioned in trade talk over the winter, because it's possible that Cleveland looks to use Bieber as a way to get more offense. Escobar able to get a piece. Left-handers have not had as much success against Tanner Bibee this year. OPS allowed by Bibee 200 points lower to lefties than righties.
Part of it is that good changeup and his good curveball throw.
One got a piece of Bo Naylor behind the plate, so
that hand is throwing hand.
Quick checkup on him as Cleveland sends their trainer out. James Quinlan, the head trainer of the Guardians.
Square right on the hand. A lot of times you see a lot of those catchers will put the throwing hand behind their back, but depending on the count, with 2 strikes, you're going to try to keep that hand in front just in case there's something in the dirt, be able to be quicker on your throw.
Escobar stays in there. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Angels don't have Shonowell or Moniak today, or Shohei. He's not in the lineup. Escobar getting the start at third base again. He takes ball 2. Bibee had not thrown many pitches in the first 3 innings. He was averaging just around 12 pitches per inning coming into the 4th. He's thrown a few more here, even though he's retired the first 2 batters of the inning. And Escobar strikes out to end the inning.
With the Game Time app, I paid 60% less than this guy. What? And it's not just sports tickets. It's also concerts. Performances, too!
Oh, come on!
Download Game Time. Last-minute tickets, lowest price, guaranteed.
When we started Warby Parker, we just sold glasses. And only online. But people liked them. A lot. So we offered more things. Like sunglasses and contacts. And then we thought, what if we sold eyewear online and in stores? So we did that. And now we have stores in neighborhoods all over. There you can chat with friendly opticians and get eye exams from top-notch doctors. Now, no matter where you go, we've got your eyes covered.
I was pretty much going to be bald by the time I was 30.
Took a mirror to the back. I was like, oh, wow, my hair is thinning.
My confidence was gone until I started using Hims. I went to the Hims website.
And asked a few medical history questions. I could do it from anywhere. My prescription shipped to my door.
I never expected to have this much hair in my 50s.
There's a product out there that actually works.
I feel very confident. Start your free online visit today at forhims.com.
Mike Trout this Friday, September 15th. Halos take on the Tigers at 6:30. First 25,000 fans will receive a Trout Silver Slugger bobblehead, courtesy of angels.ocnavigator.org. Visit angels.com/promotions.
Tigers been playing a lot better. They had some pretty good young players, especially on the pitching side. To get those arms healthy, they'll be a force to be reckoned with pretty quickly in the Central and the American League.
Torkelson's had a big second half. Detroit kind of sneaking up on Cleveland for second in the American League Central. Entering today, the Tigers only 2.5 behind the Guardians for second place. Bo Naylor leading off here in the top of the 5th against Kenny Rosenberg, who's scattered 5 hits and allowed just 1 run so far. Good pitch there to get ahead of Naylor.
Good spot on a changeup. Naylor's been pretty good on a changeup, though. The series where he's been able to go the other way. Now a little uncomfortable on that swing on the changeup. Remember, he got hit on the hand, the throwing hand, by a foul ball last half inning. I always believe then you could throw a fastball in now with a changeup, or you try to get him to chase a break a ball off to play it away.
1 ball 2 strikes. Naylor popped out his first time. There's a time earlier this year where both Naylor brothers homered in the same inning. July 14th. Josh and Bo hitting home runs in the same inning. The 6th pair of brothers to ever do that. The Upton brothers did it at one point. Hank and Tommy Aaron did it. Also, Rick and Wes Farrell did it. Although they had a different wrinkle to it because Wes was a pitcher and he hit a home run. And then in the next half inning, he gave up a home run to his brother who was on the other team, Rick.
It's all in the family then.
Yeah. So they're the only pair of brothers to homer on opposite teams in the same inning of a major league game. The Naylors did it as teammates, and Kenny Rosenberg gets strike 3 call.
Get the benefit of that changeup call for a strike. 3rd strikeout for Rosenberg. Looked like that might have been off the plate. Change up about a half a baseball or so off the plate.
So 1 out. Here's Miles Straw. Bounced out to the pitcher his first time. Grounds this one to Escobar with a diving stop. Quick throw to first in time to get Straw.
Well, that's a quick reaction by Eduardo Escobar at 3rd base. The hot corner playing in. You have to play in against Miles Straw, but then you have to be quick on the reflexes, and shows those quick reflexes. And a quick throw over the first base to get Straw with that great speed he has. Baseball was by him when he made the play.
Here's Kwan, who is 0 for 2, and he looks at a strike. Lined out softly to the second baseman his last time. Kenny Rosenberg gave up a run in the second on a home run by Calhoun. Otherwise, he has kept this light hitting Guardians team off the board. And Cleveland has had so much trouble scoring runs this year. It has really hampered their quest to win the American League Central again. As far as runs scored in the American League, well, only the Tigers and the A's have scored fewer runs than the Guardians. Even the White Sox and the Royals have outscored Cleveland this year.
Kansas City, with their loss today, have lost 100 games this year.
44 wins, 100 losses. Kwan keeps that fair down the line. There'll be extra bases for Kwan, which will give Ramirez a chance with 2 outs, a double for the Cleveland leadoff man.
I wonder if Phil Nevin's even going to pitch to him here. Ramirez was actually starting to walk towards first base already. He's looking over at Phil Nevin. He goes, am I even going to get a chance to swing the bat?
Phil Nevin has issued more intentional walks than any manager in the major leagues this year. It seems like a spot where it would be obvious, although it.
Are they going to check to see if that was fair or foul?
Yeah, Phil had not sold that was a fair ball. You see when it landed in foul territory down the line. Phil Nevin wanting to.
So once it gets by the base, it's the first base umpire's call.
Home plate umpire today is Nestor Ceja. That ball was bounced down the first base line.
And it has to go over the corner of the base because it definitely looked like it was foul. after the bag. Yeah, it's definitely foul past the bag.
Will be a double for Quan, not a reviewable play. Now Jose Ramirez is due up. Chad Wallach looks into the dugout. Looks like the Angels for now will pitch to Ramirez. As I mentioned earlier, the Angels lead all of baseball in intentional walks. There's a swing and a miss. They have issued 39 intentional walks. That's by far and away the most in the major leagues. Ball, one strike on Ramirez.
I think the way Kenny Rosenberg's thrown to Ramirez here, it's going to be change-ups all speed away. So you've got to really be able to cover a lot of ground if you're Mike Moustakas over there towards first base. Because Brandon Drury's up there towards the middle. So there's a lot of room on that right side.
Two balls and a strike now, and that's going to be the signal for Ramirez to head to first. So that's the 40th intentional walk issued by the Angels this year, and Ramirez has drawn a bunch now too, as he gets his 19th intentional walk this season. It's a byproduct of being a masher in a lineup that doesn't have very many. So 2 out, 2 on for David Fry, and Fry starting at first base with Josh Naylor not in the lineup today. Certainly is possible Naylor will get involved in the action later. Available off the bench, I would imagine. Haven't heard anything otherwise.
You know, the toughest out to get, especially for a pitcher looking to get that first major league win, is getting through the 5th inning. And for that baseball to somehow stay fair by Stephen Kwan down the first baseline, and then the intentional walk to Ramirez.
So Rosenberg having to battle here. He's thrown 81 pitches now in 4 2/3 innings. He's still given up just the 1 run. Behind David Fry, 3 balls, no strikes.
We've seen already in this series for the Guardians, pretty much everyone in the lineup has the green light on a 3-0 count. 3-0 count.
Calhoun is on deck. Fry does get that green light and cranks it foul. So 3 balls and a strike. The Angels bullpen is now getting up behind Rosenberg, who tries to fight through the 5th inning here with the lead intact. That's Andrew Wentz getting loose in the Angel bullpen. Won't take long to get ready today. Runners are going. Throw is not made to third by Wallach. It was a called strike. I don't know if Wallach.
Did he hit the bat on the follow through?
Yeah,
again?
that's what it kind of looks like. He's shaking out that right hand as if he did kind of make some kind of contact with Fry as he was trying to throw that ball to third. It's a double steal as Kwan grabs third base and Ramirez goes to second.
Because I think he has a shot at him too. I don't think there was any contact made.
No contact, just something that affected Wallach as Fry reaches down on that 3-2 changeup to stay alive.
Stolen base number 24 from Ramirez and 19 Kwan.
Fry 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a flyout. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Kenny Rosenberg excited after that big strikeout to end the 5th. He maintains the lead. Strands 2 in scoring position.
Change up upstairs for the punch out. The punch out fist pump for Rosenberg.
Why pay over $100 a month for cable when it's half the cost for Fubo TV? Get all the channels you want on the only live TV streaming service rated #1 in customer satisfaction by J.D. Power. Try free at FuboTV.com.
Sure, you'll teach her how to drive a car. Then use Greenlight to power her independence with crash detection with 911 dispatch, family location sharing, and emergency SOS alerts. Invest in your best investment with Greenlight.
Grand Canyon University, an affordable private Christian university ranked top 20 campus in the country, offers 330 dynamic academic programs informed by industry and student learning outcomes. In addition to federal grants and aid, traditional campus students received nearly $180 million in scholarships in 2022, with many attending for less than the cost of a state university and less debt after graduation. See what scholarships you may qualify for. Find your purpose at gcu.edu/myoffer.
Never be afraid of your strength, because your body is capable of amazing things. The one they said you shouldn't have, the one driven by a power they can't see. Own your strength and see how far it takes you. Tono, be your strongest.
Another good performance from Rosenberg, solid at the big league level in back-to-back starts.
He has some serious energy too, and you love that. He's very, very competitive. Change up upstairs to get through that inning after being behind in the count against Fry 3-0. Gets a punch out, maintains the lead, looking for that first major league win today.
Stranded those men on second and third. Kwan and Ramirez had that double steal. Rosenberg was up against it, but was able to fight through and keep the lead intact. Angels up 2-1 with Wallach leading off against Bibee here in the 5th. Now 1 ball, 1 strike. Angels had their bullpen up. As Rosenberg was trying to get through that inning, Andrew Wentz had been up.
Looks like they probably will be going into the bullpen.
Bullpen essentially had an off day yesterday thanks to Tyler Anderson. Carlos Estevez had a pretty quick 9th inning. Otherwise, that was it as far as the bullpen usage for yesterday's game. Bullpen was a lot busier on Friday night. We haven't seen Jose Soriano since Thursday, so he could factor in. And Ben Joyce off the IL today, so he's available in the bullpen as well.
Let's see Kenny Rosenberg be able to pick up that first major league win. Cal State Northridge Matador. Another really good C-Sun player, Adam Kennedy. Back in the day, hero. The 2002 World Series run. 3 home run game against Minnesota.
A lot of heroes for that crew. 3 balls, 2 strikes on Chad Wallach. Fly ball to shallow left. Shortstop Arias goes out to call for it, and there's 1 away. I was just talking to someone the other day from Morris, Illinois, who went to Morris Community High School there, which is the high school that Scott Spezio went to. Out in the corn, well outside the Chicago area in Illinois.
We talked about that short wall out in right field yesterday with Randall Grichuk home run, that home run by Spezio in that short wall in right field. Sparked that comeback in Game 6.
Nice catch, one-handed by Fan. And the phone in one hand and able to surround the ball with the other.
Now you get to take a selfie.
This Fan is not as accustomed to what goes on up here in the 300 level at Angel Stadium. When a fan catches a foul ball, they have to show it to you. They have to get the Bibee salute.
I salute you, Wayne.
This fan doesn't get it.
For those about the rock,
yeah,
we salute you.
That's right. Normally the fans up here at the 300 level are very educated about the process of what happens when you catch a foul ball. You got to do the Bibee salute after.
You do have to trust the process.
I understand. I get it. No balls, 2 strikes on Adams. Swings and misses as Tanner Bibee continues his streak of having a strikeout in each inning. That's number 5 today.
That's a nasty break ball game. Mentioned that 80 strikeouts with his secondary pitches this season.
2 away, and the batter is Phillips, who struck out his first time today.
Boy, he's got that changeup, curveball working. He can still rush it up there at 95 plus. Really knows how to pitch. No walks in this game also.
That was the whole thing for Bibee coming through Cal State Fullerton. He was just a command specialist, so he's got that to go with the big fastball now. And he strikes out Brett Phillips to end a 1-2-3 inning.
Sunday on the next episode of MLB's Carded. Join Greg Amsinger for a look at all things cardboard, from vintage to modern. We've got it covered. MLB's Carded, Sunday at 7:30 a.m. Eastern on MLB Network. This is Mookie Betts. This is Christopher Russo. And this is the High Heat Hot Seat. Mookie Betts plays hard, so he doesn't end up here. High Heat with Christopher Russo, helping players play harder on MLB Network.
Listen to live blackout-free audio from every major league club.
And Aaron Judge with some thump.
Stream video of minor league games.
That's a go-ahead grand slam!
And watch the best baseball highlights and look-ins on MLB Big Inning. The all-new At Bat is your all-in-one live baseball subscription for only $3.99 per month.
There she goes! Home run, Pete Alonso!
Subscribe to At Bat within the MLB app today.
Covering a full night of baseball is a team effort, and it all starts right here with MLB Tonight's first pitch.
Let's go to the ballpark so you get a chance to look around a little bit.
A match between the best teams in the National League going head-to-head.
During the games, we take you to the games where you might see a live walk-off. And after the games, we want to hear from the players as bad as you do.
First career walk-off hit. How did that one feel?
Oh, man, it's as good as it gets.
And that's how this team covers every team on MLB Tonight.
Tier placements. Rosenberg was really good again today. Talk about that ride of that fastball upstairs, setting up that good changeup below the strike zone, off balance throughout the game. The Guardians against Kenny Rosenberg. That is his goal, that changeup upstairs, and the fist pump. Excited about getting through that 5th inning. It's only allowed 1 run. Just 1 walk, 6 hits, and that was a home run by Cole Calhoun. Other than that, solid again in 86 pitches thrown. So back-to-back solid starts for Kenny Rosenberg, going 4 runs in 11 innings pitched.
And that 1 walk was intentional, so he's got a shot at his first big league win today. 2 starts this week. Held his own against the Orioles, a quality start there. Did very well today. And now the bullpen will try to hold the lead. Andrew Wantz is first, as Cole Calhoun looks at a strike. No balls, 2 strikes on Calhoun, who has driven in the only Cleveland run today. He homered earlier. Quite a shot, too, by Calhoun for his 73rd career home run here at Angel Stadium. One of those with the Angels. It's this ball on the ground past Moustakas. And a leadoff base hit for Calhoun here in the 6th inning against Andrew Wentz.
A little bit too much of the plate there on an 0-2 pitch. Try to go above the zone. And it'll be in middle, just above. Big part of the plate. Cole Calhoun brought his hands in. He's always been a pretty good fastball hitter when it's elevated. You think of most times with a left-handed batter, he'll hit the ball down, but he's pretty quick on fastballs upstairs, brings his hands up well.
Tyler Freeman looks at ball 1. 7 hits for Cleveland in this game. Just haven't been able to get anybody home with men in scoring position. They've left 3 in scoring position so far. Again, the 1 run coming on a solo homer. The Yankee Brewer game is finally over. Yankees won 4-3 in 13 innings. A game where the Yankees did not have a hit until the 11th. They win 4-3 on a double by Kyle Higashioka. Sunday night game is the Giants and the Rockies. Probably just as well in week 1 of the NFL. San Francisco trying to hold on to their slimming playoff hopes. Giants have had a rough time since basically the beginning of August. They've seen their playoff hopes dip.
Wait, Flores has been really, really good for them. And he had a big home run and a comeback win just a couple days ago when they were down against the Rockies, and they won back-to-back games.
And NL wildcard kind of swaying day to day. Right now, Arizona the 3rd wildcard spot. Diamondbacks took 3 out of 4 from the Cubs at Wrigley this weekend. Well, the Cubs won today. 3 balls, 2 strikes on Freeman. Calhoun, the runner at first, not much speed.
Freeman's rolling into 3 double plays.
Ball 4, so Wentz on the cutter misses, and the first 2 reach against Andrew Wentz here in the top of the 6th. Andres Jimenez will bat. Matt Wise comes to the mound, and we'll ride around with Hyundai.
We won twice. The Hyundai Ioniq 5 and Ioniq 6.
Jimenez 2 for 2 today. Doubled in the 2nd, singled in the 4th.
Even though you have that quick conversation just in case of a bump, there's no way I would think Jimenez is be bunting here. Even if it would put 2 base runners in scoring position, the corner infielders are in, but Jimenez is a real good hitter.
The bottom part of the order behind him, so.
Yeah, he's got 41 extra base hits this season.
A very good offensive year last year. Has not been quite as strong offensively this year, but still can hold his own with the bat. Last year's 17 home runs and an 837 OPS. Weak swing there, and it's 0-2. Jimenez was in the Mets organization at one point. He was naturally a left-handed thrower, but he wanted to be a catcher when he was a kid. And he knew there were no lefty catchers, so he taught himself how to throw right-handed, forced himself to throw right-handed so he could catch.
He's turning out to be an outstanding defender at second base.
Ball 2 strikes. Ended up as one of the main characters in the trade that sent Francisco Lindor from Cleveland to the Mets. It was Lindor and Carlos Carrasco to the Mets. Ahmed Rosario, Jimenez, a couple of minor leaguers going to Cleveland. Line to center, coming in for it is Phillips. Got a good jump, and he makes the catch.
A big out too. Both base runners cannot advance on an out.
One away, runners still on first and second, and now the number 7 batter, the shortstop Arias, will be the batter. He is 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a ground out. He's into 7 double plays this year. Offensively, the Guardians are hoping that Arias can become more of a force with the bat. He was part of a pretty big trade as well, one that looking back kind of favored Cleveland to this point, because that was where they got Josh Naylor, Cal Quantrill, Arias, Austin Hedges, all for Mike Clevenger basically. Bouncing the ball to third. Escobar has it, gets it to second for 1. Torrey to first, 2, a double play. Andrew Wentz pitches out of it in the 6th. Cleveland had 2 on, nobody out. They don't score, and the Angels hold the lead.
Listen to live Black Eye Free audio from every major league club.
And Aaron Judge with some thump.
Stream video of minor league games.
That's a go-ahead grand slam.
And watch the best baseball highlights and look-ins on MLB Big Inning. The all-new At Bat is your all-in-one live baseball subscription for only $3.99 per month.
There she goes. Home run, Pete Alonso.
Subscribe to At Bat within the MLB app today.
Imagine an entire channel dedicated to taking you to the most exciting moments in baseball as they happen.
And it's gone!
With live look-ins to clutch at bats.
A walk-off slam!
And players on the edge of making history.
This could be it! 62!
It's the best seat in the house at every ballpark. All commercial-free.
Can you believe it?
MLB Network Strike Zone. Wednesdays and Fridays, all season long. Keep up with every team on MLB Network wherever you go. Just download the MLB app, click MLB Network, and sign in with your TV provider info. Then watch MLB Network all day, every day, your way.
I'ma do what? That's on me.
Watch games and coverage all day, every day, your way on MLB Network.
As the Halos have worked out of some trouble with Cleveland in scoring position a few times. Andrew Wentz getting a double play ball to end the top of the 6th inning off the bat of Gabriel Arias. Now it's Kyron Paris leading off the bottom of the 6th inning. As soon as it misses at the first pitch slider from Bibee.
Remember, he had that good swing, that well hit baseball at about 107 miles per hour off the bat. Off the glove of Fry, and advancing to 2 bases on balks, and then up scoring on a good read off the ground ball by Bridchick.
Certainly is now a big moment in this game. Those 2 balks really standing out, providing the go-ahead run for the Angels to this point. We've got Ben Joyce warming up in the bullpen. So it looks like we'll see the fireballing rookie right-hander for the first time in a while. Ulnar neuritis keeping Joyce out for about half a season.
Bibee to show that fastball above the zone. He's going to go try that slider down and away now against Paris. See if he can just make contact with it.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Paris with good speed. He'll try to get on here. Create some offense for the Angels in the bottom of the 6th, looking to add to the lead. Fly ball to left off the end of the back. Kwan comes in, and there's 1 away. The Angels have been one of the more powerful teams in the majors this year, whether it's day or night. And our Kia player profile showing where the Angels rank in day game home runs this year. 73 home runs hit during the day. The Angels have hit 206 overall on the season. Entering today tied for the third most in the major leagues with Tampa Bay. As we talked about at the outset today, there's a chance that they set franchise record for home runs in a single year.
Yeah, they're on pace for what, 233, the record, team record 236.
That'll be something to watch down the stretch. Of course, if Shohei is healthy enough to add to it, as Grichuk hits a soft liner that Fry reaches out for. But Shohei trying to catch Troy Gloss for the single season individual franchise home run record. And that was in 2000, the year the Angels set the team record when Gloss set the individual record.
No home runs for Matt Olson today. They did have 3 more RBIs. I think he's got 121 RBIs on the season now for Atlanta.
And he's not even in the MVP discussion in the National League. It's basically boiled down to Acuna or Betts. And Matt Olson, as of right now, has kind of been pushed to the next tier, with Freddie Freeman being in that 3 to 4 range for National League MVP. But Matt Olson's had a humongous season.
Yep. You kind of see what Brandon Drury's trying to do against Bibee here. He's trying to hit the ball to right center field. A lot of his power, a lot of his home runs have been that way.
Drury 0 for 2 today. He's grounded out twice. Jimenez has made a good play on one of those. Bibee misses inside there. Bibee only 75 pitches. He's at 5 2/3 innings. No reason for Cleveland to think about their bullpen anytime soon with the way that Bibee has looked. He's only given up 2 hits. And both of those hits have come around to score. That's why the Angels have the lead. Popped up by Drury. Kwan with a long run after it. He's there, and that ends the inning. Tanner Bibee is on a roll. He has retired 11 consecutive Angels.
This is Garrett Cole. This is Christopher Russo. And this is the High Heat Hot Seat. Garrett Cole plays hard, so he doesn't end up here. High Heat with Christopher Russo, helping players play harder on MLB Network.
There are many kinds of races, but the best race is a pennant race.
It's amazing to watch.
And MLB Tonight's got it covered. With live look-ins and breakdowns, we'll keep you up to speed.
We're in a pennant race.
MLB Tonight, every night on MLB Network.
MLB Tonight, the ultimate late-night baseball party.
Oh, man.
With live look-ins to the night's biggest moments.
How hot was that?
That's money.
What?
The best interviews.
I've never asked a player, do you need a blanket? It is kind of cold out there.
And cutting-edge analysis from TV's best former players fresh off the field.
Get your hands up.
There's nothing quite like MLB Tonight.
This is going to be a big deal tonight.
This one takes the cake.
That is awesome.
MLB Tonight. Late nights on MLB Network.
It's like that.
Got him, it stays fair.
Everybody feel it, come around with the rhythm, it's a sound. Everybody get down when we give it to you. It's like that.
Angels baseball and Valley Sports brought to you by Nissan. At Nissan, we make cars that thrill. Experience the thrill for yourself today. Shop NissanUSA.com. By Spectrum One, Internet, Advanced Wi-Fi, and Mobile for just $49.99 a month. Visit Spectrum.com. And by Jack in the Box, the double bacon sourdough jack has slice after slice after slice of bacon. Try it. It's the 7th inning, and at long last, Ben Joyce is back on a big league mound for the first time in roughly 3 months. It's only his 6th major league game. Those were 5 electrifying appearances that Joyce had before he got hurt with ulnar neuritis that has kept him out quite a while.
You know he can run that fastball 100 to 103, cutter and slider. That is the first pitch at 100.
That's what Ben Joyce can bring to the table, that's for sure. He has dialed it up to as high as 102 and 3 miles an hour at the major league level. I forget what he did when he was in college coming up through the University of Tennessee. They call him the volunteer fireman.
He's got a little movement on that fastball too, that 99-mile-an-hour fastball. So just trust movement on it. Start middle, then move it away.
There's a strike. Since we last saw him, the Angels actually drafted his twin brother, Zach Joyce, out of the University of Tennessee. He's at Inland Empire right now, and that's where Ben was for some of his rehab assignment. It's up a fly ball to left field off the bat of Bo Naylor, hit pretty deep. Grichuk is back, makes the catch right up against the wall.
Well, when you're throwing that hard, all you do is got to make some contact, and baseball go a long way. And Naylor hit that ball extremely well, but Grichuk's able to run that one down. It's a long out. 100-mile-an-hour fastball, barrel to it, to the wall.
And here's Miles Straw with one out.
Good little cutter there, 91-mile-an-hour cutter. It's a pitch he started to throw quite a bit in spring training.
There's a pop-up from Straw, a 99.4-mile-an-hour fastball. And 2 up, 2 down for Ben Joyce here in the 7th inning. It'll be Stephen Kwan next. Kwan with a double and a steal. His last time was actually a double steal that the Guardians performed, with Kwan going to third and Ramirez to second base. That was with Kenny Rosenberg still on the mound. Rosenberg then struck out David Fry to strand those 2 runners and keep the lead. And the lead is still intact. There's a big fastball from Joyce, just a tick under 100, 99.9 on the video board. Strike is over and it's 2-1.
Yeah, it's a 99-mile-an-hour fastball in the lower part of the strike zone. That's a good pitch. Wasn't called a strike, but that's definitely right on the inside corner, a cutter. It's a strike right on the corner. Didn't have to move the glove as much. It's definitely a strike.
That's ball 4, so Joyce didn't get that call and ends up walking Kwan to bring up Ramirez with the tying run on base.
And speed at first base.
Kwan with that stolen base earlier. He has been active on the bases all year as Joyce misses to Ramirez, ball 1. Kwan has 19 stolen bases in 22 tries. Ramirez 2 hits and an intentional walk and steal in this game.
Thing is, though, if you have him steal, that's a 100-mile-an-hour fastball there. Then you create an open base. Maybe with 2 strikes you go. And Joyce, I think his mindset is right on a very, very good hitter here in Jose Ramirez.
High pop-up should be playable for Escobar. In fair territory, makes the catch, and Ben Joyce retires Jose Ramirez. A scoreless inning in Joyce's return to the big leagues.
MLB The Show legend line. Ready to play?
Let's get it.
Come on. Nice.
That was sick.
Man, you like that? Check out the new Storylines mode where you can play as one of the Negro League baseball legends.
Your voice sounds familiar. Do I know you?
Just call me the captain.
Rated E for everyone. Covering a full night of baseball is a team effort, and it all starts right here with MLB Tonight's first pitch.
Let's go to the ballpark so you get a chance to look around a little bit.
A match between the best teams in the National League going head-to-head.
During the games, we take you to the games where you might see a live walk-off. And after the games, we want to hear from the players as bad as you do.
First career walk-off hit. How did that one feel?
Oh, man, it's as good as it gets.
And that's how this team covers every team on MLB Tonight.
Sunday, from home plate to fashion plate. Go behind the seams on Inside Stitch at 11 Eastern. Then baseball cards take center stage. Join Greg Amsinger for a look at all things cardboard.
Rosenberg is back. Consider yourself warned. By Metro Water District for water-saving tips and rebates, visit bewaterwise.com. And by Pacifico, a rich golden lager brewed for those who follow their own path. Pacifico, live life, anchors up. Bottom of the 7th here at Angel Stadium, and the Halos still have the lead. It's 2-1. Ben Joyce pitching in the big leagues for the first time in 3 months. Oh, nice scoreless top of the 7th in a one-run game for him.
Yeah, it's nice to see him get that action like that, especially just getting here today and then pitching in a one-run game, trying to maintain the lead.
Certainly a lot of bright spots for the Angels when it comes to their young players. So many rookies that have made an impact for them this year. And their bullpen, Jose Soriano, Ben Joyce, Sam Bachman, who's been on the IL for a while as well. Zach Neto and Logan O'Hoppe we've talked about a lot. Nolan Shonowell over the last few weeks. And the package, that group of young players moving forward. And the Angels have what they believe is a nice crop of players that have come through their system that can help them out here in the very near future.
And getting some key spots here. We talk about how important every game is, especially when you're trying to develop young players like this in a big league environment and these big games against teams that are battling for playoff spots too. So it's a lot of good competition they're being involved in and have been pretty successful.
Shonowell, who has reached base in each of his 17 major league games, has not been in the lineup the last couple of days with a tightness around the back of his shoulder. Here's Moustakas leading off the bottom of the 7th against Tanner Bibee, who's pitched a great game. He's only allowed 2 hits. Both of those men who reached base with those hits have scored. Those are the only 2 base runners the Angels have had in this game. So they've cashed them in. 2 men have reached, 2 have scored. And it's a 2-1 game here in the bottom of the 7th.
And really the 2 balks called against him, and the reason why he's down by 1.
Moustakas with an RBI in the first. It was Kyron Paris who scored after those 2 balks on a ground out from Grichuk. Only the 80th pitch there from Bibee in this game, so he's got plenty in the tank to at least get through this inning. Guardians got 7 innings out of Lucas Giolito yesterday, so their bullpen hasn't been used much in the last couple of days. Moustakas trying to hold his swing, but he couldn't. Strike 3. Another punch out for Bibee. He's had 7 now on the day.
He's going with that fastball upstairs. He's got some ride to that fastball too. Just like we were talking about Kenny Rosenberg running that fastball. Definitely looked like Moustakas went after. Definitely crossed the plate. Kind of surprised him with a fastball up.
Logan O'Hoppe with home runs in back-to-back games for the first time in his career as he fouls one off. O'Hoppe says he feels locked in now at the plate for the first time since coming back from the IL after his long layoff. The shoulder injury that he suffered back in April, really derailing his rookie year.
Coming in slugging .424. Well, that's a tough breaking ball. You see the frustration there by O'Hoppe on that one.
Well, he talked about Bibee's slider being in the same tunnel as his fastball, that it really isn't until the very end when you can tell the two pitches apart, and that's why you see a lot of swings like that on Bibee's slider.
Yeah, mentioned over 31% whiff percentage with a slider.
O'Hoppe rolls one over to short. And he's the second out.
Arias with a great throwing arm.
Nothing wrong with Cleveland's defense or pitching. That's not the issue. In fact, that's what's kept him even somewhat hanging around to this point in the season.
I mean, for Escobar right now, but you don't want to fall behind an account against Bibee. Just go up there and try to do some damage on the first pitch.
Escobar fouls off the first pitch and crumples to the ground after that one got a piece of him. Bibee has retired 13 in a row. Last angel to reach was Paris when he singled in the third and came around on those 2 balks and a ground out.
Just trying to get that barrel out and drive one right off his leg, foot.
Ball, 1 strike on Escobar.
And every pitcher always go right back inside too. That time with a changeup. Oh, that changeup solid too. Good arm action on it. You could tell he just had a pitch.
Mission Viejo High School, Cal State Fullerton. Tanner Bibee in his first start in his home area.
Definitely been impressive.
It's the second time we've seen him and been equally impressive in both starts. Former high school teammate of Patrick Sandoval. Check swing and Escobar couldn't hold up. Strike 3. Tanner Bibee has set down 14 straight, but the Angels still have the lead. It's 2-1.
Keep up with every team on MLB Network wherever you go. Just download the MLB app, click MLB Network, and sign in with your TV provider info. Then watch MLB Network all day, every day, your way.
Covering a full night of baseball is a team effort. From the first pitch,
Let's go to the ballparks.
to live look-ins and post-game reactions. Tell us how this one feels. That's how this team covers every team on MLB Tonight.
It's like that. Got him, it stays fair. Everybody feel it come around with the rhythm, it's a sound. Everybody get down when we give it to you.
highlights, Quick Pitch has you covered.
I'd say this calls for celebration.
Packing all the day's biggest plays into one lightning-fast hour.
Oh, my goodness! What a play!
Every game. Every night.
Swing and a miss!
Every highlight that makes the headlines.
Are you kidding me?
We live today, preview tomorrow.
This race in the NL Central is getting good.
On Quick Pitch. Late nights and early mornings, only on MLB Network.
Visit Angels.com to buy your tickets to upcoming games, including exciting matchups, giveaways, and more. Still a few weeks left in the regular season. So the Texas Rangers in here toward the end of the year as they fight for a playoff spot. Rangers will be back home on Friday when the Tigers are here, trying to close out this homestand with a win, a series victory over Cleveland. They need 6 more outs, and they'll go to Jimmy Herget, who had a birthday yesterday, to pitch here in the top of the 8th.
Very important to be able to have that command, especially with his curveball and slider. Facing a pinch hitter, it looks like.
Cleveland goes to Jose Tena, who will bat for Fry, and another peculiar move. I wonder what's going on with Josh Naylor, although I look if Naylor's got his helmet on in the dugout. But Tena will bat first here, where Fry, the first baseman, was. So perhaps we'll see Josh Naylor as well now that the side-arming right-hander Herget has entered the game. Not sure why we're not seeing Jose Soriano here. Soriano pitched on Thursday, and it's the only inning he's pitched over the last handful of days, so he's rested.
Looks like he went on that.
Jose Tena couldn't hold his swing. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
It's that frisbee curveball from Jimmy Herget. Especially when you're coming off the bench to deal with a break a ball like that. Tough one.
Good pitch there. He swings and misses. So Tena strikes out. And Herget retires the first batter of the 8th.
2 really good curveballs in a row from Jimmy Herget.
He'll face a series of lefties here because now Calhoun is the batter. First man, Tena, strikes out.
Yeah, looks like Josh Naylor's now in the on-deck circle.
No bat for Tyler Freeman. So the Guardians will have to reconfigure their infield with Fry, their first baseman, being lifted for a pinch hitter, and then Freeman, their third baseman, as well, it would appear. And Naylor with all those 8th inning homers against the Angels back in Cleveland will have a chance to do some damage in the 8th inning of this game, as it's 1 ball, 1 strike on Cole Calhoun. Calhoun with 2 hits, including a home run. That's how the Guardians got the 1 run they have in this game. Again, not close there, and it's 2 balls and a strike.
His release point on that delivery of the changeup was off because he was a little bit too quick on his delivery, especially from that arm angle he throws. That balance is so important for Jimmy Herget, even more so than most pitchers.
2 balls, 1 strike. Now 2-2 on Calhoun. Herget striking out the lefty Tena. Now going to go up against Calhoun and then Josh Naylor. Popped up. Looks like this will be out of play. Wallach and Escobar go for it, but it's off the top of the dugout. Swing and a miss. Jimmy Herget strikes out the first two here in the 8th inning.
It's another really good curveball down and into a lefty. Almost the exact same spot. He was able to get Tina to be able to swing at it. He's got to be real careful here now. Naylor in the 8th inning.
Naylor batting for Tyler Freeman with 2 outs. He'll be thinking about one thing here, driving one out to tie the game.
He's looking to do something here on the inner half of the plate. You got to stay away and make him chase a non-strike here.
Naylor has a pretty good eye. He's got the count in his favor here. 2 balls, no strikes. He's hit over 300 this year. Typically makes a lot of contact. He swung so hard there, his helmet popped off. 2 balls and a strike.
Well, that was a pretty dangerous spot there on that. A little more of the plate than Jimmy Herget wanted to throw that slider.
There's a drive to right, deep toward the corner. After it is Adams. He reaches out and can't quite get there. It bounces over the fence. It's an automatic double for Josh Naylor as Jordan Adams made a burst for it and couldn't quite reach it over toward the line. See the replay. Looked like he might have had a shot there as he approached the right field corner.
He just kept hooking away from him.
Had his arm fully extended and just couldn't reach it. So here's Jimenez. He looks at the strike, so Naylor doesn't leave the yard. Herget kept him in the ballpark, at least on a bounce. So the tying run now at second base. The Angels trying to hold this 2-1 lead. Kenny Rosenberg's in line for his first big league win. Now 1 ball, 1 strike on Andres Jimenez. Rosenberg started, worked 5 innings, allowed 1 run. His second straight solid outing at the big league level. Since then, we've seen Andrew Wentz get out of some trouble in the 6th. Ben Joyce made his return to the mound and worked a scoreless inning. Now Herget trying to do the same here in the 8th. Swing and a miss by Jimenez. It's 1-2.
That slider between the slider and curve, it's been effective against the lefties in this inning. Looking for one more good quality breaking ball to be able to get through this inning and keep that 2-1 lead.
Jimenez a couple of hits. He lined out to center his last time. The Guardians have out-hit the Angels 8-2, but the Angels have the 2-1 lead on the scoreboard. Jimenez pops that up to keep the count 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Just looking back at some of those numbers for Josh Naylor in late close. 4 home runs, 27 RBIs, slugging at .514 late close.
Well, 3 of those homers against the Angels early in the year. Strike 3 called. Jimmy Herget gets through the 8th.
The curve. He curved his enthusiasm for 3 strikeouts with his curveball. Nasty for Jimmy Herget.
Sure, you'll teach her to drive a car. Then use Greenlight and teach her to save up for her own car. Mowing lawns and getting paid. Navigate the world of earning, saving, and investing together. Invest in your best investment. Greenlight.
Let's be real. You don't need to leave the house to have a tasty Italian meal. That's why I partnered with Home Chef. With Home Chef, get easy recipes and fresh ingredients delivered to your door. These tasty meals are from my heart to your kitchen. How good is that? Let's get cooking.
Home Chef. Delicious meets simple. Get 18 free meals when you sign up at homechef.com.
Welcome to the Aura Sleep Lab. You need a bit more deep sleep. Getting enough high-quality sleep increases immunity. Why? Because sleep helps fend off sickness. A good night's sleep boosts your number of infection-fighting antibodies and cells. And with your Aura Ring, you can learn how to sleep deep and keep your immunity up. It's like having a sleep lab on your finger. Go to sleepwithauraring.com.
To win the series against the Guardians today. New pitcher in for the Guardians, Gil Morgan. 54th game, a lot of innings and a lot of games out of the bullpen for the Guardians this season. He's going to whip a 1.41, so some traffic against them. And go back to our Hyundai key for the game as you're looking for some insurance here. Go fly away. It's our Hyundai key for the day. Go back to that. Maybe some home runs here by the Halos to get some add-on runs.
Surprised Tanner Bibee didn't continue. Just 90 pitches in 7 innings. It is a warm day today. Bibee retired the last 14 consecutive hitters that he faced. Only allowed 2 hits, although both of them came around to score. And Bibee in line for the loss here would be just his 4th this season, as he has put together his 15th straight start, allowing 3 runs or fewer. He was terrific in this ball game.
He was outstanding. So impressive.
But he is on the losing side as the Angels try to get to Eli Morgan here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Bibee 7 innings, 2 hits, retired 14 in a row to end his day. Ends up with 8 strikeouts, didn't walk anybody. Wallach with a little squibber. Naylor has to hurry back to first. Jimenez gets it there, and there's 1 away.
That hand all day long for Chad Wallach, not comfortable with. Remember, he had that collision with the bat early when he was throwing that back pick with Cole Calhoun was at the plate.
So 1 out. Jordan Adams, the batter. He has struck out both times he's come to the plate today. Jose Tena stayed in to play third base. Naylor now at first. And Carlos Estevez warming up.
Morgan's fastball is 90-94 with a curveball, slider, and a changeup. Jordan Adams seen a lot of breaking balls today. Bibee had a great slider working. Really good changeup too, along with his plus fastball.
An excellent job by Bibee today. The Angels, though, have the lead. And we've got 3 more outs to work with as Estevez will have an opportunity for his 30th save, it would appear. Up the middle, and Jordan Adams has a base hit. First hit for the Angels since the 3rd inning.
As a slider, went back up the middle. Now you got to think of a way to be able to manufacture a run with that speed over first.
He's got to run. Mentioned the struggles for Bo Naylor at throwing out base runners this year. There's a golden chance for Jordan Adams to use his wheels and get in a scoring position as the Angels try to add to the lead.
Morgan has allowed 10 stolen bases in 11 attempts, 18 stolen bases, only 3 caught stealing. Especially now 1-0 count. thinking he's going right now.
Got a big lead. He's running. Phillips swings and misses. Throw to second by Naylor. It is in time.
That was a perfect throw. You had to take that shot, but you can't throw a baseball any better than Bo Naylor did on that one. Not a bad jump. Perfect throw. And you can't throw a baseball any better than that. And that's what you're trying to do now, is throw the baseball at the runner. Not, it used to be at the bag. It's at the runner, and that's how he's able to get Jordan Adams.
Now 2 balls, 1 strike on Brett Phillips. Phillips had to get out of the way. Now 3 balls and a strike. Three and 2 on Phillips. We'll pause quickly for Jack in the Box.
My classic sourdough Jack. It's named after your 2 favorite things, sourdough and me. Only at Jack.
It's ball 4, and Phillips gets on with 2 outs. First walk issued by Cleveland today.
Even though Bo Naylor threw out Jordan Adams, Brett Phillips, good speed himself with 2 outs. Got to give it another shot. Get in scoring position. Kyron Paris.
Harris with that base hit earlier, one that was off the glove of the first baseman David Fry. 2 balks and a ground out later. He was home. That's the difference in this game still. It's been 2-1 ever since. This ball in the dirt. Phillips will go to second base. Good read from Phillips. He reacted quickly and got into scoring position.
Didn't quite get that body turned around. It skips up, especially on a breaking ball. You never know exactly where it's going to spin when it hits the dirt. Hits off his mask. Now in scoring position for Paris.
Base hit should bring him home. Phillips with great speed at second base.
I mean, you don't ever want to make the third out at third base, but it's like Brett Phillips can almost walk to third. Especially when you just saw that pitch before in the dirt, a wild pitch.
Pitch stayed up from Morgan, but only fouled away. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Angels trying to win the series and take 3 out of 4 from the Guardians. And also give them a season series win against Cleveland for the 2nd straight year. Well, loop to right center field. Moving over for to Straw. Coming in, the right fielder Calhoun makes the catch. Go to the 9th. The Angels try to hold a 2-1 lead. Carlos Estevez on his way in.
We love going to games, but good seats get pricey. So we use Game Time. Game Time checks ticket prices in real time and finds you all the best last-minute deals. We got our seats 20 minutes ago for 60% off. Last-minute tickets at the best price in seconds. Download Game Time now.
Getting help for hair loss used to be hard. Hims makes it simple. It all starts with 1 click. First, complete a free online intake. Then, connect with a licensed medical provider to see if treatment is right for you. Trusted options like our 2-in-1 prescription spray can help you stop hair loss and regrow hair. Stunning. Shipped discreetly to your door for free if prescribed. Get started today at 4hims.com.
They said optical shops weren't very inviting. So we, Warby Parker, created ones that were. They said prescription eyewear was too expensive. So we offered more affordable glasses, contacts, and eye exams. They said opticians weren't always friendly. So we hired only the friendliest and the most knowledgeable. And finally, they said the whole experience was just kind of unpleasant. So we set out to change that too. Visit a Warby Parker store and see for yourself.
Trying to hold the lead. It's 2-1 in the top of the 9th inning, and Carlos Estevez will search for save number 30. They're trying to give the Angels a series win over the Guardians.
And we're seeing him using his secondary pitches a little bit more. Still that fastball firm as he looks for 30 saves this season. You see the all-time list for Angels. Francisco Rodriguez has the all-time saves, single save season record. Brian Harvey, Houston Street, Estef Fiori, Jordan Alden, Troy Percival, who's, by the way, listening to the game tonight. This afternoon, I should say.
Speaking of heroes from 2002, Troy Percival certainly part of that group. Francisco Rodriguez, 62 saves in his record year in 2008. And Estevez trying to get number 30 today. It's the bottom part of the Cleveland order. They've already used up some of their bench, including a couple of their better left-handed options. They do still have Will Brennan available, but it will be Gabriel Arias leading off here in the top of the 9th inning. He is 0 for 3. He's got Bo Naylor, a lefty, behind him. And then Miles Strong.
The all-important first out here in the 9th for Carlos Estevez.
Swing and a miss on the first pitch, a slider from Estevez. Angels that big comeback win in the opener on Thursday, 3-2. Fought off the Guardians last night, a well-pitched game where the Angels hit 4 home runs. Tyler Anderson was outstanding for the Angels in the win yesterday. Another good pitching performance today between Rosenberg, Wentz, Joyce, Herget. The Angels have used 4 pitchers to get through 8 innings with only 1 run allowed.
Good pitch there.
Just missed the outside corner, and it's 2 balls, 2 strikes on the Cleveland shortstop, Arias.
Just close enough touching that corner.
Two balls, 2 strikes on Arias. That one fouled back. Bo Naylor on deck. Pretty good power threat for Cleveland. Estevez trying to get through the leadoff batter. Swing and a miss, strike 3. That slider was up out of the zone, but Arias went after it, and Estevez strikes out the first batter of the 9th.
And every once in a while you get away with one of those sliders up there, especially if it's above the strike zone that high. Down a little bit further, that's trouble, but this shoulder height went after it.
Bo Naylor 0 for 3 with a strikeout. One ball, 1 strike on Naylor, who has hit 8 home runs since getting to the big leagues. One ball, 2 strikes to count.
Remember that last at bat against Ben Joyce. There's a fastball up and away. He's got pretty good power the other ways. This might be a time to get him to chase something below the zone here. Stayed upstairs. He was on another fastball up there.
Fought it off to keep the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Same thing happened there. So Naylor battles with 2 strikes and 1 out here in the top of the 9th as Estevez tries to lock this one down.
But staying away, forced him to go to a big part of the field. That's what you want to do as a closer.
The handle of the bat popped up, and Drury fights the sun to make the catch.
Just turned his body just enough. You see that? Wow, he said. Last second turned his body. He's able to catch that one.
The sunglasses on the bill of his cap.
I love that reaction. He goes, wow. That deserves a wow.
He was able to make the play. That's the most important thing for the Angels here as they try to get the last out and pull off this series win to make it 3 out of 4 against Cleveland. Angels off to Seattle after this one. Tomorrow night, game 1 of that series. Reed Detmers against Logan Gilbert. It'll be a 6:40 start tomorrow and Tuesday. Day game on Wednesday. Sandoval against Brian Wu on Tuesday night. Here's Will Brennan pinch hitting for Miles Straw. He hooks one to the right field corner. That is a foul ball. Bouncing ball left side. Kyron Paris has it. Throw to first in time. Say goodnight to the Guardians. The Angels with a well-pitched game hold off a 2-1 victory over Cleveland. The Angels win the series, and Kenny Rosenberg gets his first major league win.
Some milestones today. Kenny Rosenberg first major league win, 30th save of the season for Carlos Estevez. And the Angels win the game after getting 2 balks and an infield out. Difference in the game. In our Toyota player of the game, it's got to be Kenny Rosenberg. First major league win. Cal State Northridge Matador picks up the W here today in his 3rd career start. 5 innings, just 1 earned run. It's that home run by Cole Calhoun. Outstanding effort by Kenny Rosenberg. His energy, that punch out, that last changeup through the 5th inning, put himself in line to get that W. Congratulations to Kenny.
The Angels didn't put much going offensively in this one. Only 3 hits. But the 2 men they had on base early in the game both came around to score. That's all they needed thanks to a well-pitched game. Rosenberg goes 5. Andrew Wentz worked the 6th. Ben Joyce off the IL pitched the 7th. Jimmy Erget had 3 strikeouts in the 8th inning. Carlos Estevez nails down his 30th save of the year as Rosenberg gets his first big league win. Tough luck loss for Tanner Bibee, who was excellent today for Cleveland, but he's on the losing side. And Estevez, after his 30th save, is standing by with Erica Weston.
Guys, thanks very much. Esty, your 30th save of the season, more than double your career mark. What does that moment mean to you?
It means a lot. You know, first time I've been given a first shot to close games. Good thing to get to 30 games in a year. Hopefully I can get a few more before the end of the year. And I feel a good vibe on the group. Let's just keep doing it.
How about the pitching today? That was definitely the story. Kenny Rosenberg gets his first career win. You guys get the flamethrower Ben Joyce back in the bullpen. Pitching vibes high today. What do you think of the job that the guys did?
It was great to see Rosenberg out there battling the whole game. And, you know, it went his 5, and then we got Wency, Ben Joyce, and then we got Jimmy and me to finish. I think we did a really good job overall. And good for Rosenberg. Congratulations on his first win. And like I said, let's keep it rolling.
Look forward to the celebration you guys give him in the clubhouse. So you take 3 of 4, though, against the Guardians. How much does it mean to you guys to get that positive momentum as we look toward the finish line?
It means a lot. You know, we've been playing really well lately. You know, we needed that turnover. And like I said, it feels really good. We're on that groove. We're on that vibe again. And ready to win some more down the road.
Let's go. Way to go, SD. Thanks for the time.
Thank you.
All right, guys.
Well, the Angels will try to take their good vibes to Seattle. Pretty wild atmosphere there as the Mariners battle for playoff spot.
Yeah, they lost 3 in a row. They won the first game down in Tampa. Lost 3 in a row. You never know. Halos, a series against the Guardians, who were battling for a playoff spot themselves. Congratulations again to Kenny Rosenberg. First win in the show.
2-1 the final today as the Angels get to make the Halos shine brightly on a Sunday night after they beat the Cleveland Guardians today. Angels Live postgame is next. For Mark Kubiza, Erica Weston, and our entire crew, I'm Wayne Randazzo as we say goodnight from the Big A. The Angels take a series from the Guardians, winning 3 out of 4.